And as always, as we start to get going for this game between Carlton and St Kilda, that was goosebump sort of stuff again, Daisy, out there for the Carlton St Kilda players. Everyone played their part. The trumpeter absolutely nailed it.
Absolutely nailed it. It is. It's a really moving ceremony, and that roar that goes up, we touched on it, well, what it will be like Tuesday, but for the 50-odd thousand that have packed it here today, it was a mighty fine showing, and well done to everyone too. Very respectfully done, as you would expect.
Yeah, you couldn't hear a pin drop when all that was going on, so well done to the 50,000 plus crowd here as the Blues and the Saints get into their last ditch warm up before we get underway here in a couple of moments time. Let's head down to the boundary, Robbo.
Yeah, it's a fantastic lead in. It's almost the capacity, Brownie, of a grand final lead in with the all the ceremonies, the dawn services, especially the expectation of Tuesday, and today is no exception. As I said, the AFL do it so well right the way through the week, and the mob get it. The crowd and the fans get it. They're so respectful, and they stand there beautifully, and that's the thing that actually gets me. So there's some real understanding about this game, but there's real understanding about the crowd and what it means for those people that actually served and the fallen as well. So and a lot of families are affected as well, and a lot of those families are here today. It's not just the soldier, male and female, it's the families that they've left. So a big day and a big week for our game.
Well said, Robbo. Kick off the game with a Max Classic, the McChicken order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations. Couple of minutes to go. Triple M C-Bar Super Special comments. Just some final thoughts from the boys in the back row.
Well, St Kilda have been pretty much faultless throughout their campaign starting 2023. Obviously not getting the job done against the Pies last week, but were very gallant in defeat in that one. Took it right up to them, and that's going to be the case again today. Whereas the Blues, there's still a little bit of the unknown as to how well they're actually going. They've obviously got a fair touch-up against Adelaide to start off gather round last week, but their form before that wasn't exactly electrifying. They were getting wins, Stevie, but they weren't exactly dominant. So it shapes to be a cracker. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Blues do respond.
Yeah, they've got to respond too, because we spoke about the contest being such an important part of this game, and last week they were beaten 26 in contested possessions. So you'd think, the likes of Cripps and Walsh and those guys in there have really got to get going. But this is going to be a real test for these two teams. We're going to see who actually is a legitimate chance of potentially finishing top four in the competition after today.
Paddy Cripps has that ability to really put a side on his back. So he's someone, we know we've seen him do it before at different stages of games, but look for him from the outset. He's someone who will be very up and about to try and set a scene for his team.
It is interesting, boys, looking through the team list. St Kilda are the more experienced team out of these two sides. They've got 10 players that have played over 100 games. They've only got 4 players that have played less than 30, where you look at the Blues, they've got 6 players playing today with less than 30 games experience and just 8 players that have played 100 games plus. So the Saints do have the experience on their side. There's a lot of talk about their kids, but as we touched on pre-game, it's led by Crouch and Rowan Marshall and Seb Ross, and these guys that have played a lot of footy that have set the tone for the club.
Arguably, the best defender in the competition right now is Bo Wilkie. Now, Callum Wilkie, sorry.
Wilkie, yeah.
Who does he go to today? Is it Curnow?
Curnow.
Yep.
Definitely Curnow?
Yep, definitely Charlie Curnow. And it's a good matchup, and Dougal Howard's a good matchup for Harry Mackay. So I reckon the St Kilda defenders will match up pretty well.
So it's a big day for both Carlton and St Kilda. As we know, Ross Lyon could have been the Carlton coach. He is now the St Kilda coach. Both clubs have only lost one game, and down there, Robbo, the toss was won by the Saints.
Yeah, it was. Steele won it right of screen. The Saints are going. Interesting too, Gresham and young Motlop out there exchanging handshakes and a couple of gifts as well. So the Saints, they get the upper, going right of screen, Brownie.
Wiedering getting down, and he'll pick up Memory coming back into this side, and Harry Mackay going all the way down to centre half forward. As we thought, Wilkie straight over to Charlie Curnow. A bit of a push and shove down there from Battle and Silvani, but we're only seconds away now. The umpire stands in the middle of Marvel Stadium. Carlton up against St Kilda for McDonald's Room Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Here's Joey Montagna.
Ball beautifully bounced, and it's the Blues that'll win the first centre clearance. Adam Chera, and he drives it straight to about 30 out. Mackay got hands to it, couldn't take the mark. Sinclair, what a wonderful season he's had for the Saints, throws it on the boot, and playing in front of Mitch McGovern was Mitch Owens. And he gives the handball back to Sinclair, the user. And that's a beautiful kick to half forward. And they've got runners. One of them's Ross. He's about 80 from home. Gresham on a lead, 55 out. Gee, good ball movement by the Saints to start. Crouch to Membry. Beautiful transition from defensive 50 to inside 50. And Membry, who's back from that knee injury, will have the first shot at goal inside the first 30 seconds.
As crisp as you'd like from the Saints, and the pleasing part for them, they just took what the game gave them. It was just the ability to find the outnumber, use that, march the ball up the ground. The Blues have got numbers through the corridor, so they just took it systematically around this commentary side boundary position here. Really nice passage.
First game for the year for the skunk, Timmy Membry. An important player for them. They've held up pretty well in the forward half without him. 30 metres out, 5 metres in from the boundary. Goes right across the face of goal and fisted out of bounds. So we'll have it thrown in. Left forward pocket. Saints kicking to the right of the broadcast. Packed Marvel Stadium here, Sunday afternoon footy.
So the boundary umpire spins it back in. The yellow Sharon ruck work done by a couple of little fellas in the front of the pack. Getting back was Akers, handball out. Young, back to Akers, up against the boundary, under pressure, smothered off the boot, bouncing ball, picking it up nicely was Motlop. He overran it in the end. Back inside forward 50, the chip goes, Cripps comes hard, fisted away, Kennedy, handball. They get it back to Chintotta, who gets his first touch, and he gets it out to Harry Mackay.
A long way from home. Harry Mackay up at half back. And he wants to square it up inboard to Lewis Young, back inside the defensive 50. And now Wiedering. So this is where St Kilda defends so well. They've already got 18 men behind this ball. Not many options for Carlton. So Newman happy to go lateral again. Haven't gone anywhere. Carlton still inside their defensive 50. And now the kick wide to McGovern. Was at his shoelaces, so it's a turnover. Membry picks it up, 60 out. He sees Philippo up against 3 Blues. Goes in that direction. Well done, Lewis Young, becoming a very good defender. And the handball put Kennedy under pressure. And we'll have a stoppage.
It looks like they're really keen to own the middle of the ground defensively and force Carlton to move the ball wide, which they're able to do then, and just rely on a poor kick to turn it over.
It'll be Mitch Owens doing the ruck work against Pitnet. No Tom de Koning today. We'll have another stoppage.
Thanks, Lewis.
So no scores yet. Ball up in the pocket. Saints in attack. Pitnet won that clearly. Ball popped out. Gresham, quick chain of handballs. This is a high ball. Get underneath that. Where are the flyers? Bradley Hill using his body, but Membry from the side. Just pushed away his opponent, and he'll go back 20 metres out directly in front. Already had one shot, put that out of bounds, but this one much easier.
Positive start, coming back in the side after a long break, out with injury. Exactly what they needed. Good for the confidence, getting a couple of touches early, and historically this is a part of his game he's done very well.
So 25 out directly in front, Membry to get the Saints off to a quick start. Doesn't miss these. Very good set shot at goal. Membry, he does miss them because he missed that one. It's a bad start for Tim Membry. 2 shots and only one has registered a minus score. That is 1 to the Saints, 0 to the Blues Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
2-man choice hotels around the ground. The game in Tassie.
Hawthorn leading the Crows by 6 points, 14.5 to go before full time.
Keep an eye on that one for us, as we'll keep calling this one. The kick in from Mitch McGovern. Again, Harry Mackay takes a strong mark up at half back. Exact same spot below us, broadcast side. And again, he goes laterally to Chera. Short to Ollie Hollands, who's lined up on the wing against Brad Hill. 2 of the best runners in the competition. Speaking of best runners in the competition, here's Sam Walsh with a game under his belt. Look for him to have a big one. Carlton happy to be patient here. They don't want to go forward. They're not prepared to take on the contest. So short to Newman. Again to Chera. Now they get the little line breaker. Walsh to Hollands inside the middle of Marvel Stadium. Wants to go towards Curnow. And he's going to get a free kick for a hold. I heard the umpire say held the back of the jumper. Rowan Marshall was in the hole. He took the grab. Battle might have been trying to protect him. We're going to look at the Harvey Norman replay, but the free kick's been paid about 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. Boys, what did you see?
Well, that was a silly free kick to give away. He obviously tugged the jumper, but he had defensive support back there in the hole, so he didn't need to do it.
Well, this man is a beautiful set shot for goal. 14 goals, 5 from set shots for the year. We've done it twice already, Brownie. You Moz Membry, I Moz Charlie. 3 for 1 behind, 1 apiece. A few minutes played in this opening term. The Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans built tough to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Jack Sinclair, one of the great extra status from full-back, looks for Clark, and that's a really good mark by Hunter Clark. Used his body well, bites a bit off through the middle. Dangerous ball. Sam Walsh picked it off. 2 kicks from home. Moves it quickly. Looking for Curnow one-on-one. The Saints get back with numbers, though. Brings it to ground level. Underground handball. Went stock up. Now they get it out to the outer side, and they'll run and carry through Wood. Wood, the left foot at a half forward. Looking for Membry. Posing some problems for the Blues at the moment on centre wing. He rolls around. He gets it off. Inside forward 50 go the Saints. Looking down there for Owen Marshall, but the ball's out of bounds. Fisted away. And Stevie J.
It looks to me early, Brownie, that the Saints have said, let's get back, let's get in the hole. When they go to Curnow, when they go to Mackay, let's try and win it back there and then slingshot back the other way and take the game on.
Good start to this one. Saints aggressive with their ball movement. Carlton just a little bit more conservative. Pitnet tried to grab it out of the ruck. Picked up by Hunter Clark, I think it was. Threw it on the boots. And he's got the opener. Something out of nothing from Hunter Clark. Class finish. And the Blues get there. Sorry, the Saints get there first. They're 1-1-7. The Blues one behind. We've played 6.5 minutes opening term.
Well, it's noticeable, isn't it? Every time the Blues go in the direction of the 2 big boys down there is a Saints extra. Marshall, one occasion, just getting in between and just filling a hole. So filling a leading lane more than actually reading where the ball's going and getting in between the St Kilda defender and the Carlton forward there. But the numbers that are getting to the ground level, that's where they're starting these momentum's forward just by a handball release and then just playing what the game's taking them from there.
And interesting, Mackay's taken 2 big marks on the wing. He could have looked up and seen one-on-ones ahead of the ball, but in turn he's looked sideways, he's looked backwards. He's allowed St Kilda defensively to get set up behind the ball.
Triple M Red Z. Carlton 17th for scores from stoppages. Membry, 4 touches already.
Back in the middle, the Saints get first blood. They'll go forward again. Long ball inside forward 50. Carlton have got the numbers back this time, but Membry posing all sorts of problems. Brought it to ground level. The Blues under pressure again. Rush kick outside the defensive line. Going up high was Mason Wood. Been instrumental so far. And Hunter Clark takes it across the boundary line. What a nice opportunistic goal that was to start proceedings. Choice Hotels around the grounds.
It's the Hawks by 6 points over the Crows. 12 to go before full time.
The ball going to be thrown back in, outer side Marvel Stadium. 70 around from the Saints goal. Marshall and Pitnet. Ball just spills out off the back to Akers, the former Saints. Handballs to Walsh, who turns just inside the boundary, goes to a one-on-one Silvani against Wilkie, and he'll get the free kick, Silvani. Just forward of the centre, forward of the wing. Has Walsh running past, so gives the handball. Again, Mackay on a lead. Ball was kicked to his ankles, couldn't pick it up cleanly. We'll have it thrown in. 70 metres around now from the Blues goal. They trail by 6 points early stages. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
It's the Blues, not as good by skill at the moment. A couple of the kicks through the middle of the ground just falling short. They win this one out of the stoppage. They did really well as a chain of handballs. Now it's a big one-on-one. Curnow couldn't get there. Front of the pack, St Kilda had the numbers, but that could be holding the ball. Silvani doesn't matter. Over the shoulder, and the Blues get there first. Nice bit of roving by Silvani. Scores a level, 1-1-7 apiece. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Well, what you love from your big key forward there is the ball wasn't kicked to his advantage, but he still found a way to get that ball to ground. So important for them to win that crumb at ground level and snap that ball over the shoulder, which is a terrific finish there by Silvani. But Curnow just scrapped his way to get to the back of his opponent and force that ball to ground, Daisy.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Just having a look at that Curnow matchup, it looks like Battle might be going with him for a lot of it. That's 2 occasions now we've seen Charlie come out. Both of those occasions, Battle's been in his hip pocket. We spoke a bit about Jade Gresham also in the lead up to this one. Nick Newman looks like he's going with him all the way today.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Daisy Thomas, Stevie J in the back row, 2 of the best in the business. Good game to start this one for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. It's going to be a block paid against Rowan Marshall. No ruck touched the ball. So
the Saints getting back.
Straight away, they do. They let Brad Crouch take the mark. Rowan Marshall pops into the hole. So Pitnet tries to go short to Walsh. Kick went over his head. Saints have the numbers. Akers tackles Hunter Clark high. And they want to keep the ball moving. So handballs to Hill. Starting on the wing today, goes towards Membry again. This time got a couple to beat. Kennedy with the crumb. Half back for the Blues. Wiedering on the left boot. Wide to Akers. Just in front of the interchange gates. Walsh had a bit of ball early. Handball's back to Chera. That's a bit of a scrubby kick. Saints have the numbers. Seb Ross. Handballs to Sinclair. Advantage going to be paid running through the middle of Marvel, and he has Gresham in a bit of space.
So he's got Membry on. If the bounce sits for him, Membry's the next chain. At half forward, he'll mark a 55 out, and you look up, he's got players going everywhere. He's got players at the top of the square. Cordy's back there one-on-one. That's where he goes now. Cordy with the sit. Can't mark it. The Blues get back with numbers. Opportunity for Burns. He could have got a free kick. Umpire didn't pick it out. Handball back. Now Woods smothered off the boot. The ball goes out of bounds. Good defensive play by the Blues. They looked outnumbered. But they'll get the throw in. 1-1-7 apiece.
Some of the Reds heads too early.
Spoke about Sam Walsh, leading ball winner, 6 disposals. Membry, he's the leading ball winner for the Saints with 5.
This time it's Zane Cordy doing the ruck work with Pitnet, who easily won the tap down. Blues scrubber a kick outside, defensive 50. Here's Honey playing at half forward, and Mackay taking another mark, but again, up on the half-back flank, wants to go to his mate, Curnow. Well done, Wilkie, came forward, whacked that one out of bounds, centre wing. Scores 7 apiece.
Thank you.
11.5 minutes gone in this first term, Marvel Stadium. Choice Hotels around the grounds.
Halfway into the final quarter, it's the Hawks by 7 points over the Crows.
So 11 minutes gone in the first term. Boundary thrown on the outer side. Cripps' handball was good. Ridden into the ground was Fisher. The Saints pick up the footy and send it back where it came from. Bouncing ball, Wiedering. The human caravan gets there first. Right foot, darting, low ball. Not good, picked up by Sinclair. They handball it back to Hunter Clark. Another one to Bradley Hill. On centre wing, the Saints, they try to get it all the way back to Battle. He's under a bit of pressure. Left foot to half forward. It's a high up and under ball. Doing his best body work was really good by McGovern. Too big and too strong.
Steps around Butler and then wants to go to Charlie Curnow. Long kick. Saints have got 2 of them. And Charlie outmarked both of them. It was Battle and Wilkie. Then wheels quickly. Silvani in the pocket. It got to him, but it was out of bounds on the full just. Gee, that was exciting from Big Charlie. His first real involvement. And the Saints will keep the ball moving. Again, they handball to Brad Hill. That wasn't his best hit, though. Picked off by Chera, who pops it into the corridor. Kennedy centre half forward. 55 out. Takes his time. Now wants to go to Harry Mackay in the pocket. It's a great kick to advantage. There's Dougal Howard giving one of his sprays that he loves giving. I'm not sure what he wanted young Burns to do. And Mackay, who was 30 out on a 45-degree angle, squared it up.
Doesn't like kicking from that side, Joey.
It's the wrong side for him, isn't it? He was on the left side of the boundary and he squares it up to Hewitt. He doesn't want to have a shot. He handballs to Silvani, who'll fly from 50.
That's poor football by Mackay.
No one wanted to take responsibility, and Silvani, and he kicks it. He's first behind. He's got 1-1 himself. Blues have got 1-2-8. St Kilda 1-1-7. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 13 minutes gone, first quarter.
That's 3 strange options there. You've got a Coleman medal winner in Mackay. Fair enough that Hewitt may have been in a better position, but then to give a handball to a bloke not running onto his right side, strange decision by the Blues.
Sinclair, the kicking was long. Hunter Clark off the ground, been prolific so far. And the ball squeezes out of that pack and goes out of bounds of a boundary throw in on centre wing. And the umpire's picked out deliberate.
On the line, put on the line, please. On the line.
So the free kick will go to the Saints. Mitch Owens, your man, from centre wing, looks to half forward. Membry will set himself. Got out the back. Wiedering fisted away from him. Bouncing ball. Picking the footy up with the Blues. Now through Cripps. Cripps at half back. Turns the footy around, went to centre wing. Bouncing ball and out of bounds in the end. Blues lead this one by a point early, 1-8. The Saints are 1-7.
How was the contested possession started, two-man?
Carlton at +9, as you said last week. They lost by 26.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay, bit stiff. Wiedering looked like it was deflection off one of the Saints' feet, so it's a bit unfortunate. Ball thrown in centre wing. Mitch Owens, what a year he's had. Takes the ruck work, handballs to Brad Hill, getting a bit of ball. Goes to a one-on-one. Cordy in the contest with Kennedy. Out of bounds, 70 metres around.
Choice Hotels around the grounds, Ash.
19 into the final term. It's the Hawks by 13 points over the Crows.
This game's been up and back. These players are going to be absolutely cooked if it keeps up like this for 4 quarters.
Owens again, this time against Lewis Young, and the Saints win the clearance steal. Hunter Clark had a bit of ball, kicked the opening goal, squeezes one on his left boot into the pocket, out of bounds. 15 metres around, right forward pocket. St Kilda attacking. They trail by a point, 1-1-7 to 1-2-8. Midway through this first quarter.
4 of his 5 games this year, Hunter Clark had 25 or more disposals. playing some pretty good footy. Boundary throw in. Cordy does the ruck work. The ball goes back out of bounds and we'll do it again. Some quick numbers early, Ash. Triple M Red Z lending.
Yeah, Hunter Clark leading ball winner for the Saints, 7 disposals, and the major Sam Walsh also with 7.
Cordy, the ruck work up against Young. Probably would have been former teammates at one point for the Bulldogs. Ball sits down for Ross, and then he's tackled over the boundary line by Hewitt. We'll have a boundary thrown in the same spot again. Halfway through this quarter, Choice Hotels around the grounds.
Hawks by 12 points over the Crows, 7 to go before full time.
So St Kilda have the extra behind the ball. They've had it locked in their forward 50. Can they generate something? The tap goes only as far as Hewitt. His handball almost picked off by Seb Ross, and again trickles out of bounds. So a third repeat stoppage. The same right forward pocket. Goals to Hunter Clark and Jack Silvani. Two teams sitting top 4. Big opportunity for the winner this afternoon. Tap down, Walsh, who's had a bit of ball. He was almost going to leave it for Cow and then went and got it himself. Hemmed in the back pocket, goes on the left boot towards Mackay and Howard again. And Mackay's got the better of this matchup. He's won another free kick. And he's on the same part of the ground. He's had it 3 or 4 times. And again, he does the same thing. His first look is lateral to Chincotta. A good Italian surname to another one in Chera. Although that's a poor kick. Almost chopped off. Well done, Motlop. Did enough to get it to ground. But then there's going to be a free kick to Kennedy, middle of Marvel Stadium.
Gets it moving quickly. Fisher at half forward. There's players out everywhere. Just needs to make the right decision. So he kicks it up as high as he possibly can. Mackay's got back. Bouncing ball. Saints at ground level need to be clean here. Battle picked it up. Owens was good. Burns. Now they get it out. They'll clear the area. Really good football by the Saints. They were desperate to get that one out. Filippo got the mark and he gives it out to Gresham.
It was really well fought by Filippo. It was really well done. They had the outnumber. And Gresham has just slaughtered what should have been an easy 15-metre kick. It was lucky it hit his boot.
That was the
went out of bounds.
I've seen in a long time.
Carlton, rock!
It's gone on 45 to ground and nearly didn't hit his foot.
They were out. They were out ahead of the ball there.
And that was Tim Membry, who's come off for a spell, so it'll be thrown in on centre wing. Marshall, who's just had a spell on the bench, back in there. Hunter Clark throws it. Good tackle, Paddy Cripps.
Stand!
And it's almost automatic for the Blues this half back. They just want to go into the corridor. They want to try and switch. I think St Kilda won't mind this because they're allowed to just roll around their team defence. They'll accept these uncontested marks. It's with Newman, still on half back. And now they get it to the wing. Just inside the boundary line, Ollie Hollands. But he looks up, and there's 17 St Kilda players behind this ball. And he doesn't really want to go along. Now he does. It'll go to a pack of 3v3. All the tools are there. Battle, Howard. No one takes possession yet. Burns did. Did he go to ground? Good tackle from Durden. Spills out to Mackay. Now there's a chance. Honey, handballs to Walsh. Inside 50 on the boundary line. He goes for the dribble kick for about 40 metres. That was ambitious. That was not the right play when Charlie Curnow was at the top of the square. It'll be thrown in right forward pocket. Carlton leading by a point.
The umpire quickly brings it back into play. Mackay to do the ruck work, taking it out of the ruck contest was Marshall, and he cleared the area nicely. Owens used the body, got away with it, out towards the runner on the outside, which was Higgins. They move the ball towards centre wing. Now they have to slow it down. There's no one ahead of them. There's no one ahead of them, so they have to pick their way through this, and they don't do it that well. They kick it straight back to the Blues. The big Bison picked it up. Kennedy, his handball was good. Now they run and carry off half-back. This is where the Blues look so good. McGovern, right foot to half-forward. Free kick picked out down the field. Harry Mackay will kick it left foot out from 50. Quick Choice Hotels around the grounds, Ash.
Hawks by 10 points over the Crows, 4 minutes to go before full time.
Hawks going okay. Back here, the Blues lead by a point. With an opportunity of Harry Mackay, 50 out. Just inside the boundary. He's kicked 5 goals, 5 from set shots this year. Mackay will give himself a bit of room on the left foot. He'll kick from 48. Keeps it low. Keeps it good. Blues get their goal. 2-2-14. St Kilda a 1-1-7 Titanium Caravan scoreboard built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Well, we've seen Mackay take some contested marks way up on the back flank, but I think this is where he needs to position himself inside the forward 40, where he can mark the ball and then finish with a goal there. He's way on top of this matchup here with Dougal Howard, so closer to goal the better for him, Daisy.
Certainly, it's just interesting to see how the Blues are moving the ball. So they've had 22 uncontested marks to St Kilda's 10, but they've got 7 backwards kicks, the Blues. So they're happy to go back and around. The trouble is, we know how good St Kilda's defence is, so if you just do that, your forwards use tickets going side to side. At some point, you need to penetrate that zone.
Beautiful kick from Mackay. Harvey Norman replay. Fridge run out on now at Harvey Norman. Hurry while stock's last. Shop in store or online. Back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Rowan Marshall had such a wonderful season. Squeezed out a little kick, gets some territory. Crouch might have got a free kick. Handball from Burns was a beauty. Got it to Hill. Now Seb Ross runs to 55. Is going to launch from inside the square. Goes into the pocket. Membry. Mark not paid. Well done, Lewis Young, to not give away a free kick. The boundary umpire is going to confer with the field umpire.
I think he's got enough of that. That should have been a mark paid.
Gee whiz. Taking a look at the Harvey Norman replay again. He had both hands to it. That could have been paid a mark easily, as called by Stevie J. But it'll be thrown in right forward pocket. Cordy does the ruck work. Marshall stays out behind the ball. Hewitt picks it up, throws it on the boot. It's going to go in that Marshall direction. Couldn't take the mark. Wilkie's there. Charlie Curnow spins out of traffic. Got it to his good mate Zachy Fisher. Looks up, sees nothing forward of the ball, but the kick might work out. It went off the side of his boot. Ed Curnow picks it up, snaps around the body. Honey's worked hard into the pocket. Can it bounce for him? It didn't. It sat up, and it allowed Dougal Howard to get a hand in, although he couldn't get it out of bounds. Falls back to Fisher. Around the body this time, Wanganeen Millerer. Like a soccer goalkeeper, tapped it over the crossbar, saved the goal. Carlton 2-3-15. St Kilda 1-1-7. Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 5 minutes left in the quarter.
Breakneck speed, Stevie. This game being played at.
That was an unbelievable kick by Fisher.
So they moved the ball quickly towards centre wing, and he tried to get around Crouch, and McGovern just sacked him to the ground, and now the Blues tackling pressure. Outstanding. Paddy Cripps gets the free kick on centre wing and wants to move it quickly. Chips the ball into the middle of the ground. Akers on the run. Akers an inside out. Real mongrel kick straight back to Wanganeen Millerer. Chips the ball. Here's Stocker, the former Blue. Stocker darts the ball underneath. Now the run from Wanganeen Millerer. He received the handball from Crouch to half forward. Gresham got a runner on the outside. It's Philippou. Philippou wants to give it back. Gresham will get to the 50. Chip the ball intelligently into the pocket. Marshall has worked really hard into the pocket and marks it.
On your line, please.
I think that's why we were so surprised with Gresham's kick earlier, because that's what he's capable of. He's a highly skilled player, and we see him with that deft touch there inside 50. Marshall just come across and took the mark in front of the key forward that's very accurate in front of goal, so we'd want to go back and slot this one.
So, big Pitnet standing on the mark. Couldn't quite go with him. The running power of Marshall. 34 goals, 36 across his career. So this is as good a 50-50 as you'll get. And he's better than that today. Marshall gets the goal. And the Saints draw closer. 2-3-15 the Blues. 2-1-13 the Saints. Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Choice Hotels around the grounds, Ash.
Goal to Darcy Fogarty. So it's the Crows. They've hit the lead, Brownie. They lead the Hawks by 3 points. 11-13-79. Hawthorn 11-10-76. A minute 16 to go.
Who kicked the last 2 goals there?
Isaac Rankin and Fogarty.
Just watching on the Harvey Norman replay, really clever passage of play there by Philippou. Thought his way through it really well. He and Gresham had a 2-for-1 in front of us here. They could have released the ball a little bit earlier, but they used it to their full advantage. Philippou got the ball, just waited for, I think it was McGovern to come across. It was, drew him in, and which allowed Gresham to then run shoulders out inside forward 50.
Now Saints ball movements look good. They're getting some chances. Carlton maybe don't want to get in a transition game. It's like they want to control the ball, build it up, and rely on their tall forwards who look dangerous. It's a good even contest at the moment for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks 40. Carlton win the centre clearance. Cripps, when he got his own handball, bust out of a couple of Blues players that were trying to win the footy. Drills it to Curnow, and he's going to get the free kick. They're looming large, the big boys for the Blues.
It's a free kicks.
I reckon that's 4 free kicks inside their defensive 30 metres for the Saints. They just scared of what's going to happen if they give their opponents a free run at the ball.
Harvey Norman replay. Not heaps in it. There's been some Tiggy Touchwood ones. He got the arms out, Charlie Curnow. He's kicked one, Mackay's kicked one, and Silvani's got the other. And the Big Blues get back out to 8 points late in this first quarter. They're 3-3-21. St Kilda 2-1-13. Robbo, Bob JT, Mark.
Yeah, look, big crowd here, as we know, jam-packed. I reckon it's 70-30 going Carlton's way, so there's a lot of noise down here. Rotations, what Stevie J was saying too, it's quite humid down here. Players coming off really sweating and sucking it in because of the humidity, so it's tough for players.
Choice that tells around the ground, Dash.
Brownie, it's the Crows by 3 points over the Hawks. 10 seconds to go before full time. Hawthorn have it deep inside. They're attacking 50, about 20 out from home.
Keep going.
And looks like stoppage is going to emerge. And you would say that the Adelaide Crows are going to be home as there's about 1 second to go.
Felix Osprey, hot water, Triple M Rocks footy. Good game of footy here at Marvel. 8 point lead to the Blues. Back in the middle. Chair up, wrapped up, holding the ball.
That's full time. Brownie. Crows have defeated the Hawks by 3 points.
Choice that tells around the grounds. Nice work, Ash. So the Crows continue on their winning way. The Hawks, a gallant performance. Marshall spreads from the stoppage. Receives the chip ball. He's almost on centre wing. Just forward of that. Umpire calls him the play on now. Marshall with a high, long ball. Membry at the back. Nobody on him. The Blues got the numbers at the front of the pack. The ball jars free. Off that ground now, Membry. Had nobody on him. Got the handball out. Another one to Wood. Across the body. Saints get the answer. And it's goal for goal here at Marvel Stadium. 3-3-21 the Blues. 3-1-19 St Kilda. 3 minutes to go before quarter time.
Well, Membry's the matchup inside forward 50 for the Saints. It's getting a lot of leg rope from his direct opponent in Lewis Young. He was free at the top of the goal square there as that ball was bouncing around, but just extra work rate out of the scrimmage from the Saints, keeping the ball going forward. Gresham came through. Memby, nice clean pickup. And Mason Wood, what a season he's having under Ross Lyon.
Just watch the late changes in the goal square, okay?
Yeah, I think we're in for some heavy scoring today. I think early on in this game there wasn't a lot of it, but it's starting to open it up, and we talked about the work rate that's going on in transition up and back. Now they're starting to actually cash in on some of their entries.
Let's go, Josh, in the goal square.
Back to 2 points. Good game of footy. 3 goals apiece. Been goal for goal. Back in the middle, Marshall and Pitnet. Marshall, tap down, Shearer, had some nice moments, good handball. Got it to Hewitt, Walsh, Akers, back to Hewitt, and they flick it around. Shearer spread towards the wing, lets the ball sit, Hunter Clark giving chase, low ball, spearing kick, hit Mackay in the chest, but he dropped the soda. You'll be disappointed with that, he's had a big turn, but did well, the big fella. Went and laid a strong tackle on Ryan Burns, just forward of the wing, out of side Marvel Stadium. Gresham up on ball with Crouch and Hunter Clark. Jack Steele having a spell in the goal square. Akers not going anywhere from the Crouch tackle. This is just inside the boundary line. Gresham, little fumble, flicked it out and it got to Brad Hill, who tries to square the ball inboard. It might work. Higgins in front. He had a little fumble. Could be costly. Walsh, big first turn. Sweeps a handball wide to Akers. Try to step around Crouch. Hewitt. And now Kennedy. Outside of the boot. Clever kick finds Sam Walsh again.
Sam Walsh numbers, Ash.
Disposal number 13.
Play on.
So big first quarter for Walsh. He's gone backwards and the Blues will retreat away less than half back. Wiedering stops, props, looks at what he's got in front of him. That is every player on the ground. Short ball finds Young. Young now from centre wing looking for Curnow. Curnow attracts the footy. Gets it off the pack. Left foot bouncing ball. Can it bend back? It can't. Not far enough. Howard gets it through for one behind. 3-4-22 the Blues. 3-1-19 the Saints.
Minute 45 left.
Play on.
Contested possession, Chew. How's that going, Reds Head Landing?
Plus 14 to the Blues.
Kick from Wanganeen Miller up when looking for Burns. Fist in, Membry. Had a good first quarter in return of his comeback. Young, Hollands, chain of handballs. Now with Corey Durden, junction of the 50 in the boundary, squares it into the corridor. Sinclair got there first, just threw on the boot, got 30 metres. Well done, Mitch Owens. Had to stand under a high ball just outside his defensive 50, did it well. took the mark and goes short to Ben Patton.
Patton just ambles off. Minute to go before quarter time. Entertaining quarter of football. Membry's been everywhere. Numbers, Ash.
7 touches.
Triple M Red Z lending. First game back for Membry. Missed a couple of easy ones though. Costly to the forward 50. Front of the pack was Higgins. Had a fumble. Went through. Got the ball to Gresham. Gresham on the left. Does he get enough purchase on it? He doesn't. Easy goals going begging for the Saints. They're 3-2-20, the Blues, the 3-4-22.
That needed to be a big spoil from McGovern. If he wasn't going to mark that ball, he couldn't afford the soft drop. Just needed to punch that one out of bounds. So I'm looking at Sam Walsh down here. Sometimes second up you can be a little bit sore and after your first game, but he is running on top of the ground. We know he's got such a high running capacity, but I'd love to see his GPS numbers today. He's getting the footy because his work rate up and back down the ground.
22-20 inside the last minute. Good to see Gresham having a good quarter for Saints. Crouch didn't take it cleanly. Good pressure by the Blues. There's Walsh again. Trying to shovel out a handball. If they do get it, they're out here. Chera, Hewitt, Curno's running forward to the ball. Mackay's also got some separation. Takes the mark. 53 metres out. Clock ticks down to 20 seconds. He doesn't want to go for home just yet. He wanted something short. He's still looking. Now he tries to go into the pocket. It was a poor kick. Over the head of Silvani. And getting back to save the day was Sinclair. Took the relieving mark. And that might see us out for the first quarter. Although Mackay, what a first turn for him. He's taken another mark, but he's up on the wing. And a high-octane game of footy Sunday afternoon between two top four sides. Anzac weekend, and it's the Blues leading at quarter time. They're 3-4-22. St Kilda 3-2-20. Tuman, Brownie, Daisy, Stevie J and Robbo on the boundary for McDonald's and Ring Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Kick off game day with a Macca's classic, the McChicken. Order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football. Scott Pendlebury with us. Hugh Greenwood did amazing in the ruck. He did really well. Yeah, amazing. And his second, background. It's because of his basketball background.
Yeah, so much time.
I'll be in the ruck.
You know what it's like. Pendles. You got so much time with your basketball background.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
Campbell Brown here with Andrew Shea, CEO of Builders Academy. Andrew, Builders Academy have won multiple training awards recently. Tell me, what's the secret?
Thanks, Brownie. We're really proud to have had over 8,000 graduates. We offer online, classroom-based and worksite training, and most of our students are able to study with subsidies from the Victorian Government. We're really proud of our industry-leading completion rates and the outcomes we help our students achieve to become registered building legends.
Thanks, Andrew. Get in touch with Builders Academy on 1300 Legend.
RTO 21583.
Experience Wanderlust with Bottle Mart.
Babe, what does the word Wanderlust mean?
I could tell you, but I'd rather show you.
How?
Pick us up at Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey 1 litre for $69.99 or Jack Daniel's Double Jack and Cola 10-pack for $57.99 for a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas to see the Formula One.
Wow, I want to go.
You are now experiencing Wanderlust. While you're out, could you also grab a 30-pack of Great Northern Super Crisp for $51.99?
Yeah, I'm going to wander off to Bottle Mart.
Catalogue specials out now. Shop your way at bottlemart.com.au. T's and C's apply.
It might sound like I've lost control of the kids, but in my mind, I'm soaking up the sun and sea on the coast.
Rather be walking on sunshine? You can. Jetstar's Sunshine Coast sale is on now, so you can fly from Melbourne Tullamarine to Sunshine Coast from just $79. Go on. Book now at jetstar.com. Sale ends midnight Eastern Standard Time, 24th April unless sold out prior. One way excludes jet baggage, selected travel dates and conditions apply. Jetstar. All day, every day, low fares.
120 years ago, in a small shed, four mates pushed the limits of what was possible on two wheels. That day, they created Harley-Davidson. Celebrate 120 years with finance so low, they're mates' rates. Because every mate deserves a Harley. For a limited time only at your local Harley-Davidson dealer. Available on 2022 models while stocks last. Credit provided by BOQ Credit Proprietary Limited. Criteria, fees, charges and T&Cs apply.
Life can take a toll on your teeth. From the sugars.
Dr. Harry, can I drill you about your marketing?
Sure.
So, how do you measure the success of your radio advertising?
Hits to the website, the appointments that we see.
Why do you think radio works best for you guys?
It just makes all of our other marketing channels work better.
I've never had braces.
Yeah, well, I can see that.
Ouch! Discover the unlimited ways radio can supercharge your other marketing at commercialradio.com.au. Radio. Unlimited.
Boston's hard rock heroes extreme range from fret-burning power to introspective balladry. Now they're returning to Australia to celebrate their new album 6 with New York's Living Colour, celebrating the 30th anniversary of their album Stain. 2 iconic rock bands, one electrifying night, Sunday, September 10 at the Forum. Tickets from Ticket Tag, presented by Zachariah.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Big quarter of footy, the first one, which sees the Blues leading by 2 points. Carlton 3-4-22. The Saints 3-2-20. It was goal for goal in that first quarter. High octane, entertaining as we head to Ash for the Triple M Red Z lending stats from the first.
Sam Walsh, number 1 ranked player on the ground, 14 disposals. Gresham, he's a leading ball winner with 10. He's laid 3 tackles already, only laid 1 for the game last round. And Tim Membry in his comeback game, 7 disposals, 5 marks, 3 score involvements.
Robbo, Bob Jane, Team Arts.
Brownie, I'm just watching the old Carlton Bluebirds do their stuff on the outer side. I've never seen that before. But Ross Lyon, he was the interesting one. He's got them all in together at the moment, but he singled out Brad Hill. Now, he spoke to him for quite a while. It's probably the connection, trying to go inside 50 and vary it up a little bit. Carlton are just a quick talk by Voss now, but Ross Lyon really laying down the line to see if they can take an advantage in this second term.
Boys in the back rope, Bob Jane, Team Arts is over and done with, so that's the Triple M SEBO Super Special comments you handle.
Yeah, Carlton really responded there after a disappointing performance last week in the contest, Brownie, and they were up 16 in that area of the ground. It was played at a frenetic pace, and the Saints turned a few over through the middle of the ground. It'll be interesting to see if they keep going for that dangerous attacking option through the middle of the ground. And on the flip side, Carlton tried to play around the Saints a lot. I'd like to see them go a little bit quicker and take a few more risks because their key tools ahead of the ball look pretty dangerous today, Daisy.
It was interesting when the Blues moved the ball and got some overlap run. They'd gone slow before that, waited for the game to open up, but then they were kicking to the St Kilda outnumber. So if you're going to play fast, you have to take the game on and get it in there when it is 6v6. If you go slow at the start, all you're doing is then kicking it back to St Kilda once you make the game live and take it into that transition.
Yeah, exactly right. If you actually pull the trigger a little bit earlier, you're going back at a disorganised defence, whereas if you start chipping the ball around and then try and do it, they're much more organised and in better position to defend.
Ream hot water, built tough Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream. Second quarter. And again, the Blues will win the centre clearance. Hewitt, Cripps, and now Akers from the wing. High long ball towards the Twin Tools. They're in the contest. Curnow got both hands. Couldn't quite take the mark. Sinclair mopped up. Got it to Wilkie. And now Stocker, the former Blue. Around the corner. Seb Ross in a contest with Cripps. Kennedy got there first. Flicks a forward handball. 55 out from the Blues. Chera. Fisher. There's going to go a free kick coming back to Adam Chera, who was held after the handball.
Back straight to him, please.
Man on the mark will be 52 metres out. It'll be too far for Chera to score. He has Akers and wanting it short and wide.
He can kick it from there, Akers. He's a big kick, so I'd just take it. Just take it.
Chera doesn't want to go there. Instead, he wants to look for the big boys. It went over the head of Mackay, and Cripps was waiting and lurking out the back. And in the end, took an uncontested chest mark 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
The Philip Matera lead coming in behind the key man that it's going for. Travels over the top. Pop into a hole. Clever play there by Paddy Cripps.
He did do that, didn't he?
A lot, yes.
That's good.
So Paddy Cripps, not a noted goal kicker. Generally a 50-50 from set shots. A player of his class should kick this though. And he hangs it out to the left. That's disappointing. He's frustrated. First score of this second term. Carlton 3-5-23. St Kilda 3-2-20. It's on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Jack Sinclair missed the good lead from Mason Wood to the commentary side, went to the outer side. It's worked out okay. Marshall tumbling ball to half forward. Now it's a foot race. Young's going to get there first. Had to put his head over it. The ball popped out towards McGovern. His handball wasn't great because Higgins sharked the ball. Came off Bradley Hill's head in the end. Tackle laid by McGovern. Ball at ground level. Hewitt spun out of that trouble. Chera backwards. Now the Blues have got the footy. Low darting ball. And he finds Akers. Silvani leads towards centre wing. That was ignored. He's got a shorter option to Fisher.
Just inside the defensive 50. Goes long down the line. Cripps on his own again. Takes the mark. Looks up. Silvani wants it. Ignores him. Harry Mackay's inside 50. Instead, he gives the handball over the top to Akers. Screws it towards the point of the square. Not a bad kick. Well done, Rowan Marshall. They got the fist in. And here's the Saints' numbers. They swarm. Burns. Good kick as Filippo. They've got the overlap if he wants to use Hill. Mason Wood works hard. Instead, he tries to kick it into the pocket. Will it get there? Wood keeps it in. Butler inside the boundary. Good tackle from Lockie Cowan. And the Blues will reload again. Mason Wood slow to get to his feet. He's still down.
He's holding his chest just below.
We'll get the Robbo in a minute.
So the Blues from half-back. They stride through the middle. This is a 50-50 ball. Well, it's not even that. It went straight back to the Saints. Burns been very good. Plays on and then kicks a mongrel inside forward 50. That was a finger breaker. Butler, the man who looks like Brad Pitt, screwed it around the corner. High ball, Chera sat underneath it and read it well. So Mason Wood, update. Looks okay out there running around in the Blues. Get the Bison, which is Kennedy. Why do they call him the Bison, Daisy?
Because he has a similar head.
Akers in the back pocket.
If you want to Google the Bison, he's got the
real
low hairline.
Yeah, small forehead.
So he's Akers. Unfortunate nickname, Big Pit Net. Long meat lead and mark on centre wing.
They've definitely spoken about taking a little bit more territory, although here they go back into those uncontested marks. I think they've looked forward a lot more early on in this quarter, Joey.
This time they do go lateral. Now it goes from one side to the other. Still on the half-back flank. This time Ollie Hollands. Saints set up well behind the ball. Again, they want to be aggressive, Carlton, and again it's going to be chopped off. So the aggression hasn't quite worked this quarter, Stevie, because the Saints have had it in their forward half. Good transition. Butler can pick his options, and he goes straight to the Bison. He couldn't get the fist on it. Saints have got the numbers at ground level if it stays in play. Missed a golden opportunity, did the Saints.
I think the point that Daisy and I were making is they need to do it earlier, whereas again there they took uncontested mark. St Kilda got organised, and then it was a harder kick to try and pull off.
So a boundary throw in, no goals kicked in the second term yet. Mitch Allen's did the ruck work. Picking the ball up was Butler. He didn't have it in the end though, so he ran past it. Ball up. 20 metres out from the Saints' goal. The Blues lead by 3 points. Early stages, second term. Umpire just sorts out the ruckman. Pitnet and Owens. Pitnet won it clearly. He's bigger and a stronger man. Handball come out. Akers turned one around his body. Looking for Mackay on centre wing. At front of the pack was Fisher. The front and centre was good, but his handball was poor. Bradley Hill sharked on it. Now inside forward 50. The kick from Stocker. Out the back. Filippo couldn't mark it. And then it bounced into the hands of Wiedering.
Now the Blues, can they get something on the transition? Newman, again the kick nearly got picked off. It was in fact Sinclair. Squares it up to Ross. 70 out. Carlton struggling to get it out of their back half to start this second quarter. Might get the intercept numbers off you in a minute, Shoo, for this quarter. Seb Ross, low flat ball into the pocket. Oh, Philippou with a big fly. Couldn't quite take the mark. Butler stays down at ground level. And like a beautiful small forward, crumbs the goal. Hit the pack at pace. Snapped around the body from the top of the square. And the Saints are back in front. They're 4-2-26. The Blues 3-5-23. Early stages. Second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Talk about Philip Matera, Daisy.
It's a nice coming goal, that one there. Philippou, I can't wait to see this on the Harvey Norman. 2 flies at it. Love the way he attacked the ball. But the soft drop meant the Butler could just swoop in on it. Front and centre was clean below his feet. Really well set up behind the footy, the Saints were. Cutting out in plays, allowed Sinclair to come off his man when Newman looked up. And from there, they went to a dangerous spot. Oh, that is a nice clunk.
Bob Jones T-Barts, Robbo.
Yeah, really interesting, Brownie, that Steele, as we know, coming back from that broken collarbone, and Membry, who's playing now, had a big first quarter, both on the bench, so they'll rotate a lot.
McDonald's rim up water, Triple M Rocks footy. The Blues have got the numbers. Curnow just coming on. Inside forward 50, it's a high ball looking for his brother. One-on-one with Wilkie, can't mark it. He's going to get a free kick again. This will be free kick number 3 for Curnow, I believe, Ash.
Yeah, Triple M Red Z, Brownie, Charlie Curnow, spot on. Third free.
Why are they giving away so many frees? I'll get back to you in a minute because he looks like he's going to play on. Standing up for the left foot snap. Curnow to put the Blues back in front. Kicked the 1 goal already. The young superstar on the rise. Left foot makes no mistake. And the Blues back in front by 3 points, 4-5-29. The Saints are 4-2-26. Beacon Trade scoreboard, but giving away a lot of free kicks to the Carlton forwards, boys.
They certainly are. It was almost a nothing entry, a disappointing entry too. Ed Curnow looked up. There was a big pocket of space, but with those matchups, they're obviously happy with the Blues. They're just calling for it long and deep. The big boys down there in Curnow and Mackay. The St Kilda defenders, a touch nervy, wrapping arms, getting a bit grabby in the contest. Good play by Charlie Curnow, though. He was the one who initiated the physical contest and contact with his defender.
He certainly identified where the ball was going to land and protected that space. And when he went to go grab the ball again, Wilkie had no other option but to try and grab hold of him.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Daisy and Stevie J. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. St Kilda win this centre clearance. Hunter Clark, high ball, wide to half forward. Seb Ross there. The Bison Kennedy. Butler kick smothered out of bounds. 20 goals now for the year for Charlie Curnow, equals second in the Coleman. Shoeman.
Just with those intercepts, Joey, in the first quarter, St Kilda only had 3 intercepts in the front half of the ground. They've already racked up 4 6-minutes in this term.
Triple M Red Z lending stats, the best in the business. And he's not hungover today, which is good for us. All thrown in. Cripps. Hunter Clark just went and got it. Shoveled out a handball. Worked out well because Wood got it inside 50. Seb Ross in front. Butler's going to go for 2 in a minute. Dribble kick for goal. And the Saints get one from a stoppage. Butler again, the opportunist. And on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, St Kilda, we are going goal for goal. They're 5-2-32. Carlton 4-5-29. Beacon Trade scoreboard. Daisy.
Interesting to see if this one is overturned. Cowan saying that he got a boot to it on the way through there. So he was pleading with the umpire to have a look. You know, there is a soft review. We'll wait and see. Butler causing some real headaches. So Newman's had the role on Gresham so far. Gresham's now going up for a spell in the midfield. Butler just with his work rate getting back up and back. We have a look here. Harvey Norman. It's going to be hard to overturn.
Yeah, that'll be hard.
Good luck, Cowan.
That takes a high level of skill to do what he done with only, half a second with the footy in his hands to put it on the outside of his boot and to get it rolling in the right direction for a dribble kick goal. Very well done there.
It was the old boot banger with the young kids kick.
Genuine goal-for-goal contest here at Marvel Stadium. Cripps out of the middle, his handball. Looking for his teammate in Hewitt. And the umpire's balling it up. So he sets the players around this one. Gets the ruckman ready. Mitch Owen's doing a fair bit of the ruck work at the moment. Did an okay job there, but Cripps was the one who got it out to Fisher. Fisher high up and under ball. Curnow works his way to the front and marks it. That's a really good mark, and that'll be 50. Curnow is getting a fair bit from the umpires today. That is 50 metres, and he'll kick his third.
Providing some real headaches. The big target, just panicking are the St Kilda defenders. There's not a whole lot in that.
Thank you. Jesse.
Tiki Touchwood, that is for 50 metres.
He's going for the snap from directly in front.
25 out, directly in front. Curnow for number 3. And the Blues back in front. How many lead changes, Ash?
That's 5 lead changes for Red Z.
5-5-35, 5-2-32. Beacon Trade is here to partner your business with a huge range of electrical, fans, lighting, accessories. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
Your thoughts on the 50, Stephen? Was it there?
I think it was there, yes. To the letter of the law, it was there. Joey, don't give me that.
It was a bit of a flop, wasn't
kind
it?
of look. No, it's stupid. He's taking the mark and then he's pushed him over. That holds the game up.
Good game of footy, though.
It certainly is entertaining. Both sides having their chances and their patches. Looks like for Carlton, it's the big boys or bust, though, at the moment.
Just a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Fridge run out now at Harvey Norman. Hurry while Stock's last shop online in store. It was definitely a 50-metre penalty.
Lewis Young doing the second ruck work for the Blues in this centre bounce without Tom De Koning up against Mitch Owens. For McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Owens just goes and wins his own clearance. Handballs to Sinclair off one step. Chera starting off half back. Took the mark from the centre circle. Drives it to all the big boys. This time Battle took the mark. They're under siege a bit, the St Kilda defenders, when it comes in. And they did well. Hill wide to Steele. The man of steel with his arm and that shoulder wrapped up. Good to see him out there, the skipper. Although runs himself in a bit of trouble. Speaking of a man with his shoulder strap, Paddy Cripps just takes some territory. Well done. Got it inside 50. It'll be thrown in 45 metres around from the Carlton goal.
Man of Steel butchered that one, didn't he?
He did, didn't he? Slaughtered it. Crowd getting into this one. Love seeing the Blues fans up and about. They lead by 3 points. 12 minutes gone, second term.
It's a boundary throw in. Ruck work done. That's going to be a free kick again to the Blues. Too high by Steele. And now Paddy Cripps is going to go back from 50.
Free kicks, Stu. Red Z landing.
Triple M Red Z, Joey. It's 12-4 Carlton's way.
Harvey Norman replay. Nothing wrong with that one.
Freeze inside 50, Two man.
Yeah, Triple M Red Z when we break down that zone. Carlton, this is their fourth free kick inside 50.
We've put the moz on them today, Joey, so far the goal kickers, but I like Cripps from 52, 53 more than I like him from 20. So right behind this, 45-degree angle. He'll kick just outside the paint. The skipper of the Blues comes in, gives himself an arc, and kicks a point. So they've been off 5-6-36. They lead by 4 points, 5-2-32.
Wanganeen Miller will do the kick in. It's a risky kick. It went to a one-on-one, but well done by Ben Patton. He gives it back to Wanganeen Miller, who hugs the boundary line towards the wing. Just stayed in play. Speak about hugging the boundary line. Centimetre perfect to Zane Cordy. Up on centre wing.
Move it along.
A lot of numbers down the line. That's where the kick's going to go. Phillippo will fly, so will Wiedering. And the Saints stayed down at ground level. They won the crumb at the handball from Crouch. Missed the mark. Ollie Holland's kick smothered. St Kilda have the numbers. Phillippo, Gresham, Stocker. Sweeps it now. Good chain of handballs. Gresham again. Sweeps it wide to Crouch. St Kilda under pressure now by the Blues. Good contest. Spills to Lewis Young. He's under pressure. Hard to get a clean possession away in this quarter. It'll be thrown in 50 metres out. Saints trailed by 4 points. True man.
Sam Walsh, that was his first touch for the quarter just a couple of moments ago. Racked up 14 in that first turn.
So it doesn't look like anybody's going to him either. Gresham standing next to him at the moment, so that won't be a tag. So Walsh just not getting the footy. But on cue, gets one. Underground handball. Cripps turns to 180. Back to Walsh. He heard Ash talking about him and he's back straight into it. Touched off the brute. Hollands get a free kick. So the Blues have got the best of the free kicks so far in this game. And Ollie Hollands goes back. That's a dangerous ball, but in the end it was okay to Cowan, who gets the move from the crowd. Bouncing ball to Chera. Chera, he's got a player on. That's Wiedering. Wiedering, a chipping ball, and he finds Akers at half-back. Akers, he's got Durden, missed him. Goes back inside, and he finds Sam Walsh at half-back. Marks it on his chest. He's got Chera. Chips the ball to Chera. He's called to play on up. I said not 15. He's chipping the ball around the Blues, and they find Akers.
St Kilda are okay with this because they're now set up behind the ball. And Akers is forced to go slow. So he just wheels from back of the wing and just kicks it blindly straight down the throat of Dougal Howard. So they had the numbers initially, Carlton. Held themselves up and they turn it over. Short inboard to Stocker. Love to play well against the side that gave him the raspberry and sauce. Short to Steele. on the wing in front of the change gates. His numbers in return, Red Z Lending, Jack Steele.
Disposal number 5.
Oh, he's mucked that one up again as well. Silvani with a great smother and then a beautiful kick. Harry Mackay takes the mark, 70 out. He wheels and sees the runners going back towards goal, but Wilkie read it beautifully. Picked it off. Motlop was running hard, and then he squares it to Battle in the pocket, who has Wanganeen Miller up.
Tell you what, Harry Mackay got one of the biggest sprays you'll ever see from Nick Newman.
Old Desert Head went berserk.
So the Saints now just chipping the footy around. At half-back, Wanganeen Miller up. Dived to the ground and just in front of Ollie Hollins took that mark. He's still at half-back. What are the uncontested numbers, Ash?
If we look at the uncontested marks, 47-39 Carlton's way.
Chips the ball to centre wing. Marshall took front position, couldn't mark that. The ball popped out to Butler, already kicked the couple, out to his partner in crime. Long ball in by Higgins. It's a really good footy too. And it finds Membry.
That was a
every
beautiful
bit of 55.
Beautiful kick to advantage there. He just seen the space out behind Membry. Membry was about to tick back, but then Higgins just pulled that kick across his body and couldn't have put it in a better spot.
Hasn't hit the scoreboard yet, Membry, but it's been very good. Snaps the goal. And the Saints back in front. 5-8-38. The Blues are 5-6-36. Beacon Trade scoreboard. Membry gets his first.
That's a move that did come from the Carlton coach's box in this second quarter. The human caravan in Wiedering has gone to Membry. It was Lewis Young in the first quarter. The leg rope was too long on that one. Just the Carlton ball movement, we've spoken about it a lot, but when you do continue to go laterally and you honour those kicks, the players start to queue up there. So we saw Akers get it here. He had 3 or 4 players on the arc going backwards and around, but they couldn't get there. They're defended by one St Kilda defender there. So then when he looks up, he has to kick it long down the line. The Saints have all their extra representation long down the line. So I'd love for the Blues to not worry about it. If you're 50 metres lateral, come in, shift everyone across, get better representation long when you go to the big boys.
Goal for goal this second term. Saints in front by 2. McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Hewitt. Chera. Chain of handballs. Walsh. And now Kennedy this time at half-back. And he runs to the centre circle. Drives a big ball deep. Harry Mackay. Could have got the free kick. Umpire let them play. Motlop at ground level. Couldn't get his kick away. Trying to create a handball. Honey had to go hard. Motlop got it. They retreat outside their forward 50. Fisher with that nice step. And then tries to screw one on the right boot. Over the head of Durden. And the mark picked off by Hunter Clark, and then Motlop went over the mark, and that'll be 50 metres, and it'll relieve the pressure for the Saints.
That one was definitely there. He went over the mark by about 7 metres, did Motlop.
So Hunter Clark now inside the centre circle at Marvel, steps around Walsh, spears a low ball to Membry. Well done, Wiedering. Got there. Butler's had an excellent quarter, getting some crumbs. Handball got towards Cordy. Could he break the cow and tackle? Could have been holding the ball, probably should have been. Wasn't paid. And now Zach Fisher tumbles one wide to Mackay. Having a lot of numbers. Harry Mackay goes back 30 metres to Newman. And short to Kennedy, still inside their defensive 50.
He chips the ball to Walsh. It was meant for the young man Chincotta, but Walsh said, "Nah, I'm going to take it." Pretty keen to get a stat at half-back. As Ash said, he hadn't done much in this second term. Silvani. He's at half-back. He just eases the footy. Not a really good one either, and at the back of that pack, Honey should have done better.
How many intercept marks is that for the quarter, two, man?
Yeah, 7 to St Kilda this quarter. They only had 2 in the first term.
Saints moving forward. Ross called to play on. That kick didn't go where it was meant to. That came straight up the side of the boot, but landed in the hands of Philippou.
Again, though, it's a turnover from not either taking the around play where you're queuing up, but obviously they don't want to do that. They're trying to go at the St Kilda defence, but you need to understand that if you've got 2 extra numbers laterally, you need to look up and identify where the St Kilda spares are and not kick it there.
4 straight this season. Early days for him. Kicked into the man of the mark, play on. Blues with an opportunity. Kennedy's handball was wild. Now the Saints with another opportunity. A ball's live. That could be holding the ball if they don't get that one out. And the umpire balls it up, gives him the benefit of the doubt. 30 metres out from the Saints goal. They lead by 2 points. 38 plays 36.
Cordy. Seb Ross wrapped up by Cripps. Can't get the arms free. Secondary stoppage.
There's no excuse for having your kick smothered. That's 3 for the quarter.
Carlton win this stoppage. Handball goes back to Akers. Off one step. It's wide. Too wide, in fact, out of bounds on the full. So again, the Blues defence will be under pressure. Some numbers this quarter. True man, inside 50s?
Yeah, inside 50s in favour of the Saints, Joey. They're at +3, 11 to 8.
They've played a fair bit of their game in this forward half towards Wood. Flew, couldn't take the mark. Higgins came through. Good front and square, but a great tackle from Wiedering. Didn't give away high. Pressure, though, is elite from the Saints. Gresham. Handball back to Steele. Around the body. Snaps towards goal. It's not going to get there. Burns almost took the mark. Went through for a behind. 6-3-39. Carlton 5-6-36. 3-point margin. We've still got 5 minutes to play before the half. Triple M Beacon trade scoreboard.
Jacob Wiedering did the kicking in. He chips the ball into the back pocket and he finds Lewis Young. Probably career best form, Lewis Young. Chips the ball looking for Curnow. And Mackay couldn't mark that one. It's going to come back in through Wood. It's a high ball to the pocket. They set themselves and it's very wide. And Wiedering did a really good job. Paid the mark just inside the ground. So Wiedering chips the ball back into play. He's got Cowan.
Stand.
Chipping ball, so a slow build up from the Blues again. Happy to retain the footy. Chips the ball to Kennedy at half-back, just inside the defensive 50. Lead from Walsh into the pocket, demands the footy. He's the only one that moved, and he got it.
It's happening again, Daisy. If they don't get an inside 50 from this, they've got to make a change with their ball movement at half-time.
Play on.
So Sam Walsh now, he's going to go all the way back to the back pocket on the outer side.
So they're trying to shift the St Kilda defence that has been the best in the competition this year. Akers. They've gone towards halfback. Now they get a little bit of overlap. This is better. Cincotta to Newman. Wide. Ed Curnow it is. Takes the mark on centre wing. Hasn't phased St Kilda too much. They're still set up, so they kick towards Silvani. This is a good ball movement. Now they get it to half forward. Where are the Twin Towers? Pitnet's down there. Cripps is down there. Mackay's there. They're all there. Kick goes in that direction. Marshall's in that contest. Mackay got hands to it. Crummer's a front and square. Walsh was at half-back a moment ago. Couldn't take possession. Neither could Motlop. Ball up inside 50 for the Blues.
Just with the Blues ball movement. Q1, 9 chains from their D50. They popped it inside 50 4 times this quarter. 11 chains. That was their first entry inside 50.
Triple M Red Z lending. Ash with all the stats, and it was a good one. St Kilda get out the ball out of defensive 50, but only as far as Pitnet. He's on the point of the square, but he's looking at a lot of players. It is a crowded forward half of the ground. Gives it off to Newman, into the pocket, kicks it straight back to the Saints. And Pat took the mark.
Harry, keep going.
So the umpire calls it to play on now. Patton will go back down the line that it came from. It's not a big kick, just chipped it out wide, looking for Owens, and the ball out of bounds by Nick Newman. 3-point margin, Saints in front. 3 minutes to go before half-time.
Just on that last entry, sometimes the forwards just need another 2 or 3 seconds to go to work and put on a few blocks, and then they'll obviously have a designated area they want to get that entry to go. You just got to wait and be patient so the forwards can create some opportunities.
From the throw-in, beautiful tap down from Pitnet to Chera. Another ball inside 50. Mackay again got hands to it. This time Durden front square. Got the crumb. Snapped the goal. That's a classy finish. Butler at one end, the small Corey Durden at the other. Real good Crummer's goal. Even Stevie J gave that one a little nod. And the Blues are back in front. They're 6-6-42. St Kilda 6-3-39. 2.5 minutes left before half-time. Beacon trade scoreboard.
With some nice speed coming through. Picked it up clean as a whistle. Good enough to finish. Good play by the Blues. Getting it in there, locking it in. Newman, he had the kick that went inside 50, direct turnover, but he was good enough on the way back out to move on quickly. He spoiled the ball, and from that outer side throw in, that's why the ball was in the vicinity. Got it back inside forward 50. Harvey Norman replay. Clever finish, thought his way through it. There was a handball option on, but he decided to take the responsibility and finished truly.
7 lead changes at Marvel Stadium, and the Blues back in front by 3 points. Bounce in the middle is a good one. Hewitt, handball was good. Pitnet out to Cripps. Cripps, left foot across the body. It's a high ball. Not favouring anybody out there, but read nicely by Stocker. Stocker the handball to Bradley Hill. Hill, another handball. Hunter Clark gets on the left. Low darting ball, bouncing down towards the Bison. Kennedy picked it up nicely. Handball out the back. Pitnet got it out. Now they run and carry through the middle of the ground. The Blues starting to build. Chera, middle of Marvel, straight down the middle and straight back to St Kilda.
Stand.
Marked by Patton.
Centre half back. He crept off his mark, so he has to go short or crouch at the sit under it. Couldn't take the mark. This turnover might be costly. Cripps, handballs, Newman, 55 out, Mackay on the lead. Costly turnover across half back from Ben Patton. And Harry, he's on the wrong side for him. He's working out what he's going to do. He's on about a 55-degree angle. Left foot, boundary side. He's going to have to go with the drop punt. He's had a pretty big first half. Brownie just noticing how thin he's getting on top. Strolls in from 25, spears it low, misses. 6-7-43 the Blues. St Kilda 6-3-39, 4-point lead, minute 20 left. First half.
It's a real problem that side. It's going to cost them something very dearly at some point. Mason Wood receives the kick out from Wangley Miller, who kept running. Didn't get it back, so Wood now only Butler forward of the ball. So he has to try and manufacture something to Ross. And fisted away by Ross, and the ball's out of bounds by Chera. What do you thought of Chera at half-back today?
I've enjoyed it. He and Kennedy provide something different. Kennedy playing as a quasi-tall. Chera with a bit of better ball use coming out of the back 50. Don't mind it.
On ball at the moment, Chera. Hollands on his own at this stoppage. So too Mitch Owens. Paddled the ball out towards his ruckman in Marshall, but he couldn't get the foot. He went back in, was Owens, and off the ground goes Wood. Bouncing ball to half forward. Membry been really good so far. Kicked the goal, missed a couple. Back inside forward 50, and getting back was Akers. Seething that he got burned at half forward before for the handball going inside forward 50, and a big lead on the outer side, but they come back through the middle.
Oh, that one just worked. Got the Chincotta.
Stand.
If he had have kept going open side, had two Blues. Instead he goes back to the skinny side. Harry Mackay up on the wing. Dougal Howard doesn't mind that because he's 50 metres away down the line. He's happy for Harry to get it up there. Short to Durden, 20 seconds left in the half. So you think only time for the Blues to score. They lead by 4 points. We've been going goal for goal. Low flat kick, finds Akers. 55 out, just inside the boundary. Has to wheel and go. He's going to kick it to the top of the square. Silvani's got three Saints to beat. Mason Wood flew. And he was paid the mark. It was an audacious flight in the defensive goal square. And that sees us out to an entertaining first half of footy. Two teams looking to cement themselves in the top four. Charlie Curnow and Mackay are looming. Curnow's got three, Mackay's got one. Butler kicked a couple for the Saints that quarter, and at half time it's Carlton leading by 4 points. Daisy and Stevie J will talk us through the first half after this. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
Built up for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football.
What is on the radio?
Max Gorn. Gorn and Grundy combination. This is the one that's been gripping the nation. All the rage. What are we calling it?
I like Gorn and Grundy personally, but
there's
Grundy. Name's Grundy. There's Tap Brothers, which is gross.
Tap Brothers.
It's like a Will Ferrell movie.
Yep.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
Experience Wanderlust with Bottle Mart.
Babe, what does the word wanderlust mean?
I could tell you, but I'd rather show you.
How?
Pick us up at Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey 1 litre for $69.99 or Jack Daniel's Double Jack and Cola 10-pack for $57.99 for a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas to see the Formula One.
Wow, I want to go.
You are now experiencing Wanderlust. While you're out, could you also grab a 30-pack of Great Northern Super Crisp for $51.99?
Yeah, I'm going to wander off to Bottle Mart.
Catalogue specials out now. Shop your way at bottlemart.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Ooh, that's far. Yeah, so much forgiveness. Yeah, it's... What? Did you say forgiveness? Yeah, forgiveness. It's forgiveness. That's what I said. Forgiveness. For. Far. For. Far.
Introducing the Stealth 2 by TaylorMade. More carbon, more forgiveness.
F-O-F-A. A.
Available now from your authorised tailor-made stockist.
Koala customers report falling asleep 30% faster. Try a Koala mattress with Cloud Cell to fall asleep faster. Koala.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Is your new home or renovation over budget? I guarantee you with National Tiles you'll come in under budget with your floor and wall tiles every time. Here's proof. Modern concrete baseline floor tiles, National Tiles best value price under $25 is 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. So smash your budget now with National Tiles. The best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
Welcome aboard, everyone.
Strap in for the weird and wacky.
If you wrote this as a movie, people wouldn't believe it.
From the world of sport.
This, of course, is the last time organised crime and boxing have crossed over.
It's Sports Bizarre with Titus O'Reilly and Mick Malloy.
Got up in a press conference. We're here to announce we've swapped our wives.
What is going on? New episodes every Monday.
Get comfy, everyone.
Download the Listener app to listen for free.
Listener. Arm yourself this flu season with Amcal, your vaccination destination. With pharmacies Australia-wide, there's a participating Amcal near you with expert pharmacists and private consultation rooms. To book your flu vaccination, search Amcal Flu. Monopoly Shop Scan Win is on now at a participating DFO near you. Simply spend $10 or more in one transaction at a participating store. There's thousands of instant win prizes up for grabs. Keep playing to build your category sets for the chance to win incredible weekly prizes, including a brand new MG ZST Core. Sign up today at monopolyshopscanwin.com.au. Australian residents 16 plus only. Ends May 31. Keep receipt. Entry limits and terms apply. See website for details.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy. This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. For expert advice and a job done right first time.
Half-time here at the MCG, Marvel Stadium, I should say, and it's a pretty good game of footy between two sides with only two losses between them for the year, the Blues and the Saints, and it's Carlton leading by 4 points at half-time there, 6-7-43, St Kilda 6-3-39. Charlie Curnow has 3 goals for the Blues, Corey Durden, Harry Mackay, Jack Silvani, the other goal scorers for the Saints. Dan Butler's got a couple. Tim Membry is at a good return, has kicked 1. Mason Wood, Rowan Marshall and Hunter Clark, the other goal scorers. It was the Blues leading by 2 points at quarter time. Went pretty much goal for goal. I'm here with Daisy Thomas and Ash Chu for Red Z Lending. Just some of the big stats that caught your eye in the first half.
Positives for the Blues, inside 50s, 30-25. They're plus 26 in contested ball. They lost that step by 26 last week. And this year, Carlton have been 17th for scores from stoppages differential. Well, today they're at 5-2 to 3-1. But their ball movement their second term, Joey, as we mentioned before, in the first quarter for the Blues, they had 9 chains from their D50. They put inside 50 on 4 occasions. In that second term, it was 13 for 2. And St Kilda really racked up those intercepts in the front half of the ground. Only 3 in the first, opposed to 10 in that second. Just some leading ball winners for the Blues. 22 to Walsh and a half. Cherrod 21, Akers 20. Mackay, I should say, 12 disposals, 9 marks. His PB is 14 in terms of marks. He's kicked a major. Curnow's kicked 3 goals, so 7 out of his 21 goals this year have either been from frees or from a 50. 6 from a free, 1 from a 50. And for the Saints, 14 to Sinclair, 13 to Gresham, averaging 17 this year, throwing 5 tackles. And Membry, in his first game for the season, 9 disposals and a goal. Jack Steele, 6 up to half-time.
This is the half-time break for Mitre 10 Trade. Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right the first time. Dale Thomas, the Blues, as Stu just told us, they've had a lot more ball, about 50 plus more possessions, but only the 5 more inside 50s and only lead by 4 points. What have you made of Carlton's method in this first half?
Well, it's been pretty slow and passive, which has allowed St Kilda to get numbers back inside their defensive 50. So they have had the 5 more inside 50s, but when they're going in there, a lot of the time, because it has been so slow in the build-up, St Kilda have a lot more numbers back there. So then their intercept game is going. So it is a little bit of system v system. You obviously can't go helter-skelter at that St Kilda zone because it is really well structured, and they're doing such a good job of closing down space so quickly when the Blues do win the ball back. I'd love to see the sacrifice of numbers not be lateral. Try and find something through the corridor, work together rather than having your spares all the way around the outside of the St Kilda zone, which has happened a lot in that second quarter there. The Blues happy to go backwards. They're happy to go out and around. And yes, you transfer the play from one half forward line or one half back line to the other side of the ground, but you don't actually take any territory in doing so. So it is all well and good to try and possess the ball, but all you're doing is allowing St Kilda's numbers to get in behind. And then at some point, that closes down and you end up kicking the ball back to them like we saw so often there.
It is interesting they're trying to shift the St Kilda defence as opposed to try and challenge them 1v1, because when they have been 1v1, the Blues, they look threatening. Mackay and Curnow have looked awfully dangerous, getting free kicks and a contest. So we'll see how that pans out in the second half. Of course, chew around the grounds for Choice Hotels. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it. The game earlier at Tasmania went right down to the wire.
Certainly did. So Hawthorn led by 13 points, 19 into the final term, but the Crows had the last 6 scoring shots, posting 2-4 to win by 3. So Adelaide 11-13, 79 to the Hawks 11-10, 76. Walker, he was the number 1 ranked player on the ground. Tex Walker, 20 disposals, but he kicked 4 goals, 1. And for the Hawks, Green kicked 3 goals straight. Nash was the leading ball winner for the Hawks with 28, and Rory Sloane racked up 30.
Well, our boys call the game. Brenton Yates, Rhett Bigland's Mark Rashudo. Let's take a listen to the final 30 seconds.
He missed one not long ago. A little stuttery comes in. The kick on the way. Have a look at that. He has threaded it like you wouldn't believe. What about that goal from the fog? Adelaide are in front. Is there one last chance? 16 seconds left. Warple inside 50. This will be a Mark Willett. No, it bounces around. Snap by Scrimshaw. Bouncing footy. Adelaide stand up. Nice and strong Murray. He's crunched. That'll be it. Siren sounds. Adelaide win 4 in a row. And that was gutsy.
They did it the hard way, Daisy, but 4 wins in a row, as you just heard, for the Adelaide Crows. They're now 5th on the live ladder. Are they a genuine finals team?
I think the way they're playing at the minute, they certainly can position themselves to be a chance, but in that sort of 6th through 10th position when we get to the end of the season. But I'm really enjoying, and especially last week, their ability to move the ball, but then find that forward line. They've got some real potency up there now, different avenues to goal, 3 or 4 threats every time they go in there. So I'm really enjoying, and that's a big win for them, because the Hawks, they were very good. They took it right up to them, but to find a way to win, that'll go a long way come the back end of the season.
Sets up a cracking game next Sunday. Adelaide hosting Collingwood at the Adelaide Oval. But before we get to that, the halftime Amy segment. Amy Clangers, who covers Clangers on and off the field. Amy does, and this is how we called it.
Really good football by the Saints. They were desperate to get that one out. Filippo got the mark and he gives it out to Gresham.
It was really well fought by Filippo. It was really well done. They had the outnumber, and Gresham has just slaughtered what should have been an easy 15-metre kick. It was lucky it hit his boot.
That was the
went out of bounds.
I've seen in a long time.
It's gone on 45 degrees and nearly didn't hit his foot.
They were out.
It was just one of the easiest little pinky kicks he needed to hit and completely shanked it, but he's had a pretty good first half, Jade Gresham, and they're going to need more of him in the second half. Of course, this is the halftime break for Mitre 10. Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right the first time. It's the Blues leading by 4 points, but before we get to the second half, McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy, time for a news update with Big Bad Matty Leighton.
Thanks, guys. The Prime Minister has honoured Barry Humphries as one of our most loved Australians. The actor and comedian who was behind the iconic Dame Edna has passed away, aged 89. Anthony Albanese says he'll be missed by many.
Barry Humphries, through his 89 years, made an enormous contribution to Australia, and he also showcased that uniquely Australian sense of humour to the world.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has met with his New Zealand counterpart this afternoon in Brisbane. Albo and Chris Hipkins have discussed economic and geostrategic challenges, including AUKUS. The meeting comes as Kiwis living in Australia will soon have an easier path to citizenship. A Qantas flight from Melbourne to Perth has been forced to turn back. It landed safely at Tullamarine after crew reported fumes in the cockpit. Passengers are now being put on alternative flights. And a young footballer is lucky to be alive after going into cardiac arrest at a suburban match in Victoria. 2 trainers performed CPR on the 26-year-old after his heart stopped yesterday at Carrum Downs. He's now recovering in hospital.
Visit The Home Show. Everything for your home inside and out. On today and tomorrow at Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre. Free tickets at melbournehomeshow.com.au.
Right now it's 18 degrees at Marvel Stadium. The Blues holding a 4-point lead over the Saints at halftime as Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
You ready to hear how to win Triple M's next Know the Show to Go experience?
Here we go now.
There's no show quite like it. And if you know Triple M's Marty Sheargold show, you and a mate could be off to the UK with the Aussie cricket team as they bring home the Ashes.
Just gotta know the show to go. Gotta know the show to go.
Just listen to the Marty Sheargold show for breakfast and answer a simple question at work. Next chance, 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Triple M rocks.
Experience Wanderlust with Bottle Marks.
Babe, what does the word Wanderlust mean?
I could tell you, but I'd rather show you.
How?
Pick us up at Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey 1 litre for $69.99 or Jack Daniel's Double Jack and Cola 10-pack for $57.99 for a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas to see the Formula One.
Wow, I want to go.
You are now experiencing Wanderlust. While you're out, could you also grab a 30-pack of Great Northern Super Crisp for $51.99?
Yeah, I'm going to wander off to Bottlemart.
Catalogue specials out now. Shop your way at bottlemart.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Major building projects for the trade or a DIY home reno. Robot Building Supplies is the Australian-owned family-run business you can trust.
Robot's got it.
Robot's product range is vast and world-class. And when it comes to product knowledge,
Robot's got it.
Next-day delivery in Metro Melbourne.
Robot's got it.
Over 70 years experience and reliability helping Melburnians. Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
ROBOT Robot Building Supplies.
McDelivery has arrived on the My Macca's app. For a limited time, grab a free medium Big Mac meal when you spend $30 or more on your first McDelivery order via the app. Value means more at Macca's. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants. T's and C's applies. See an app for details.
Make-A-Wish Australia has over 900 critically ill children on their wish journey. But inspirational wishes only happen thanks to people like you. April 29 is World Wish Day, and we're calling on you to wear it blue to make wishes come true. You can help raise money at your workplace, school or club, or donate to Make-A-Wish Australia. World Wish Day, April 29. Wear it blue to make wishes come true. Join in at makeawish.org.au.
At AMP, we know wealthy feels different to everyone. It's all about what's important to you. So whatever wealthy you want, we're here to help you get there. AMP, banking, retirement, super and advice for whatever wealthy you want.
Oh, the Blind Factory!
They say that
Hey
imitation
Brett,
is
why does radio advertising work so well for the Blind Factory?
I think it's about trust. You know, the station has a lot of trust with the listeners and obviously they're telling on air. And that extends to us as advertisers.
Your ads are pretty hard to miss.
The recall is off the charts.
Luckily the song is too. Discover the unlimited ways to make your brand a household name at commercialradio.com.au. Radio. Unlimited.
It might sound like I've lost control of the kids, but in my mind, I'm soaking up the sun and sea on the coast.
Rather be walking on sunshine? You can. Jetstar's Sunshine Coast sale is on now, so you can fly from Melbourne Tullamarine to Sunshine Coast from just $79. Go on, book now at jetstar.com. Sale ends midnight Eastern Standard Time, 24th April unless sold out prior. One way excludes check baggage, selected travel dates and conditions apply. Jetstar. All day, every day, low fares.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
The Blues lead by 2 points at quarter time. They doubled that to lead by 4 at half time, but it has been goal for goal here at Marvel Stadium. Curno's got 3, Butler got a couple for McDonald's Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy, got Stevie Johnson with me in the back row. Couple of big games to finish off this Anzac Day round, and obviously Melbourne and Richmond are the first ones up tomorrow night, which should be a very good game of football, and the theatrics around it is great when the lights go out, but Richmond are under the pump.
Nath, and they need a response, and they need it really quickly. Otherwise, this season is going to be well beyond them. And a big challenge again for Melbourne. I mean, they were disappointing last week against Essendon, so they'd like to bounce back to their best as well.
So with Melbourne, Lever and Gawn come back. It's a massive 1-2 to come back. They looked, I won't say the word rudderless, but they looked a bit unorganised behind the footy. Stephen May had an off day. You don't see that too often. But without May being the glue back there, they come unstuck.
Yeah, they do. They set them up so well behind the footy, and we know their rucks with Gawn in the team. He gets back and supports, and then they sort of kickstart their offence from that area of the ground. They're so good at getting back to support their defence, but then coming back through the opposition and scoring in transition. No
really recognised ruckman for Richmond, and they go forward and there's no Lynch. So obviously Jack Rewell kicked 4 last week from limited opportunities, but you look at that forward line, it's still got some stars in it. So you got Shea Bolton, Dustin Martin, Jack Rewell, but it's hard to see them kicking a winning score to beat Melbourne.
Yeah, particularly when they haven't moved the ball through their midfield particularly well this season. So, whether they throw Shea Bolton up into the midfield to just give them a little bit of X factor and a little bit of class, knowing that Lynch isn't down there, they need some really good kicks inside 50 through that middle of the ground.
And then Anzac Day, it's a massive one. Collingwood up against the Bombers, and I thought the Bombers would be a little bit shorter than what they are in the marketplace after such a good win against Melbourne last week, but Collingwood firm favourites, probably deserve to beat.
Oh, and they've been probably the form side in the competition outside of St Kilda and Essendon, so I think they deserve to be short price favourites, and Essendon, a really good, strong performance last week against Melbourne. This is the real test against a really quality opposition once again, whether they can back that up. Be interesting to see how well Nick Dacos can go again on the big stage. I think he's the favourite for the Anzac Day medal. Everyone knows what he's going to do. Sides prepare as well as they possibly can for him, but he just continues to dominate in only his second year of footy.
Well, maybe they might have someone set for him, because Brad Scott said himself during the week, if he dominates, they'll go a long way to winning the game. So you wake up this morning in the Sunday papers. It's always really good to read the Sunday papers. I love to do it, the Sunday Footy Show. And I came to an article about yourself. So you're back in the paper. How did you feel that you looked in that article today? Did you look at that and go, Stevie J's on today?
The photo of me in the Yarrawonga...
Pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. It was in the main paper, the Herald Sun today.
I thought that I was actually, you know what, Brownie, I've lost about 10, 12 kilos in the last 3 months, and I thought it wasn't actually my best angle. I thought people are probably going to still be saying, Stevie J's been in a good paddock post-footy, but I'm actually been doing a little bit of work. Got a home gym set up now, which is probably commercial quality, and been putting in a few hard yards. So
we certainly have, and I know you've been putting in hard yards because you were that eager to send a photo to us in the WhatsApp group last night with no top on, pushing a wheelbarrow around. And I must admit, you did look good. And then I saw the picture filtered in the paper today, and I thought, is that the same man a couple of days out, or was the one
photoshopped?
It wasn't photoshopped, Joey.
It was filtered.
Robbo Bob Jane T Marts.
Yeah, Brownie. I love it when the score's so even and all the bars are full. Everyone hasn't moved out of their spots. So you start the game again. So really important on what they've done at half-time inside the rooms. Come out. They're just coming out of their huddles now, both sides. Pretty keen. So they would have had a lot of instruction, but it's the fans and the mob that they sit here in anticipation once again to kickstart this second half.
Nice work. Want to go anywhere? You will need Australia's toughest off-road caravan. Titanium caravans are purpose-built to tackle Australia's uncompromising conditions. They have everything you need to stay off the grid and off-road for longer. Look no further. Titanium Caravans. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au. Ashley, around the grounds.
Early into the first quarter, Brownie. It's the Suns 2 straight 12. North Melbourne yet to score.
All right, both clubs wandering out in their positions at the moment. Massive, big second half coming up. The Blues by 4 points at the moment, 7 lead changes in that first half. Curno's got 3. Butler has got a couple for the Saints as they eye off in the middle of the ground for McDonald's Rem Hot Water. Triple M, Rocks Footy. Here's Joey.
Jack Sinclair starting in the centre bounce. They've done that a few weeks in a row. St Kilda, they go to him early in the third term for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Seb Ross also in there. Tried to shovel it out, but only as far as Walsh, who toe pokes it towards the top of the 50. Hunter Clark starting at half-back. He might flip with Sinclair. Mason Wood squares it up. That's a good kicking board to Ross, who has time to turn and look at the game and poke one over the top. It was a dinky kick, but Butler made it look good. Took the mark and wants to wheel and go. Lowers the eyes. It was meant for memory, but chopping it off was Crouch. 55 out. That's good ball movement. Although the kick just missed Higgins, who had 5 metres of space in the lead. Forced aggression around the body. Perfect start for the Saints, just like they did in the opening 30 seconds. Good ball movement from half-back, and they get the opener. And they go to 7-3-45. Carlton 6-7-43. This quarter brought to you by Titanium Caravan Scoreboard. Built tough. Well, they are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Well, in that second quarter, when they were winning so much of the ball off half-back, they weren't actually getting much inside 50 rebound from those intercept marks, whereas then they've got it on half-back and they've actually gone quite direct. They lowered the eyes a couple of times there. Unfortunately, the kick just missed Higgins, but Gresham was there to clean it up, and a terrific snap-on goal from him.
Played most of the game out of the goal square tonight, has Gresham. Got Nick Newman on him. Nick Newman did a great job on Toby Green a few weeks ago, kept him to 5 disposals. But the Saints back in front, 8 lead changes. For McDonald's Room Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Ross out of the middle. Not a huge ball, so it's going to go wide. A bouncing one. McGovern gets there first, taps it up to himself. Did well. Cotter runs and carries off half back. Now to Hollins. Hollins to half forward, looking for Silvani. Silvani brings the ball down to ground level. Wrapped up is Kerner on the outer side by Wilkie. Silvani was able to pick it up. Saints fans thought they could have got a free kick. All players went early, battled big shove. He was tackled to the ground. Motlop an opportunity. Left foot squares it up. Does he get a player? He does. Chera marks the ball, plays on, lowers the eyes, and the Blues get one back and they're in front. 7-7-49 the Blues, 7-3-45 the Saints. Goal for goal still.
Great composure by Motlop in the forward pocket. He looked up. He had a decent glance at the goal. I think his instinct was to try and light him up and kick goal of the day. But he looked inside. He saw that Chera drifted down, and just a nice weighted kick to the advantage of Chera allowed him to come in over the top of Sinclair down there. Clever little piece of play. Chera sensing that Sinclair was out of it, running into 15 metres and finished. Hot start, both sides.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Daisy and Stevie J. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Chera in game 100.
How many guys have kicked a goal in their 100th game, Ash? Triple M Red Z Lending.
Yeah, great question, Brownie. Come back to you very shortly.
Blues back in front by 4 points. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Pitnet, good tap down. Cripps, well done. Brad Crouch all over him. Didn't let him get the handball away. A lot of numbers in this one. Chincotta shovels out a nice handball to Hollins, who goes wide and high. Stocker has to stand under it. Mackay was bearing down. Good courage from Stocker. Getting the crumb over the top was Durden. Motlop has Curnow in the goal square. Well done by Battle. Left Curnow to lay the tackle, although he didn't pin him. And then Curnow across the face. Misses. Good hot start to this third quarter. Carlton 50, St Kilda 45, early stages third quarter.
Quick kick out and it finds Sinclair at half back. He's got some place to move. Now the kick is really good. Owens got some space. Up the ground is Higgins. Elects not to go there. Has the bounce and then just really muffed it. And the bouncing ball goes out of bounds. They missed the opportunity. A lot of times when a player bounces the ball, they take their eyes off the player up the field and the moment is lost.
You're right there. He certainly muffed it. He had Higgins breaking for him, and then if Higgins had got the ball, he would have had Butler streaming towards goal, but he took the bounce instead, and the opportunity was chewed up.
Saints in attack, boundary throw in. Owens, handball, Bradley Hill, found some space where there was no space. Wood turned around, still got his foot to it. High ball into the pocket. Only one man back there. It was Butler, and he couldn't mark it. And it's through for a rush behind. Had two good hands on it. And it's a 4-point lead to the Blues. 50 plays, 46.
And it's the talls that look dangerous at one end. It's the Saints smalls that look dangerous at the other. Newman kicked the Cripps. Good mark in front of Ross. Just back of the wing, broadcast side. 7-8 to 7-4.
What is the record for the most amount of lead changes in a game, man?
Oh, you can ask that one, Brownie. But we've got 9 at the moment, so once again, I'll come back to you shortly.
Okay.
You're going to be busy, Chew. Got a couple of things to look up.
Triple M Red Z Lending.
Maybe look for the guys that have had 25 and 2 plus. See how many of them there is.
Blues just
in their 100.
Maybe 27 and 2.
Hold on to it. Newman tried to square it to Walsh. Well read, Dougal Howard. Saints have intercepted this one again on the wing, and they've got the numbers. They use the 3-man weave. Hill to Burns. Ignored Gresham because he saw Butler. Again, good ball movement when they turn it over the Saints. He wants to go to Membry in a one-on-one. He fell over, and then he almost took the one-hand. Owens! Right on the goal line. I reckon he got a toe to it. It's going to be a goal. Let's have a listen first, Stevie.
I believe it's a goal. We just checked the last touches off the attacker's boot. Score is good. Umpire score is a goal. Please check which boot it came off.
All right, soft call's going to be a goal.
If he's touched it, it's only hit his studs.
Yep, back of his underneath his boots.
He's stopped on it on the follow through.
That's a goal. That is going to count.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball came off the St Kilda attacker's boot before crossing the goal line.
So the Saints, again, that's another lead change. Two-man, that's up to 10.
Spot on.
They go to 8-4-52. Carlton 7-8-50. Good start to this one. Early stages, third quarter, Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Was there 17 lead changes, two-man, in the Brisbane-Richmond final last year?
17. Yeah, I reckon he could be on the money days.
That's just ringing a bell, something like that.
Oh, Rain Man stuff for you, Daisy.
No, I worked the game and it was a very entertaining game of footy.
Let's not guess, Ash.
Really well played by Butler there. Was buried away in the pocket, but faced the game. And I'm loving that from the Saints in this third term. Every time they get the ball, they're quick to go shoulders back towards their goal, taking them once he's up the field. Looking at the game, good play.
Just all of yous in this box here. Joey, Brownie, Stevie and Daisy all kicked the goal in their 100th game for Red Z.
Very good stat. Loans for the self-employed, redzed.com. So back in the middle. What can the Blues answer now? The Saints got the lead. The 10th lead change. The Saints go forward. High ball. It's a wayward ball. Young almost come off his knee in the end. Completely missed it, but he had time to get back to Hollins. Sweeps a handball back. Opportunity for the Saints to put pressure on. They do that now. Steele. He's tackled on the ground by Cripps. And that's holding the ball.
Steele looks like he's been out for 2 months. I haven't seen him play this poorly in his last 50 games.
He looks flat, doesn't he? Chipping ball finds Hollins at half-back.
It was a real good opportunity for the umpire then. Brownie to do what you want to give it a big holding the ball. He just gave it a gentle one.
Yep. It deserved the big one. So, Lewis Young, he's at half-back, called to play on. Has to come to the commentary side. He's looking for Pitnet. Curnow was there too. Pitnet had two hands on it, couldn't mark it. Wanganeen Miller sits on it. Durden tackled him, and the umpire will ball it up right in front of the benches.
Rolling, Mark. Saints ring the changes. Miller up and Sinclair come off for a spell. Patton and Seb Ross get back on the ground. Crouch.
Play on.
Got the handball free. Steele just coughed it up. That is unusual. Stevie, you're all over it. Walsh. Big numbers in the first half. Cripps try to get it back to Walsh. Goes and gets it himself. Cripps handball. Chincotta on debut. Handball again. And they work themselves out of trouble okay here, the Blues. Hollins, high ball towards half forward. Charlie Curnow takes the mark in front of his brother Ed. Then wheels and goes. That's how you want to move the ball. One-on-one to Silvani. Well done, Wilkie. Saints have the numbers in their D50. Patton did it nicely. Shoveled out the handball. Stocker, Hill, and now they find Crouch on the wing.
Numbers for Crouch, Ash.
Triple M Red Z, 13 touches, averaging 31 this year.
Low ball, he finds Cordy.
Not sure what's happened to Zach Fisher, but at the minute he looks like he's got a rock in his shoe.
Unfortunate. Cordy inside forward 50 looking for Marshall. Couldn't mark it. The spoil away was brilliant. Akers works his way through. Handball to a ruckman who was standing still. Always an option to dismiss, but now Akers gets the footy back. It really well. It's 50 metres again. They've given away another 50-metre penalty to St Kilda. And Jack Silvani will go to about 25 out directly in front.
Just no need to do it. Slap the ball out of their hands.
It's been a bit off today, Wilkie.
Just these little things. No need to fly in late like that. It's a big penalty to pay, but there's no need to do it. The mark was always going to be taken.
Harvey Norman replay. Held happy. Ross seems to be gone in the box.
For another lead change.
2 metres, Corey.
So, Harvey Norman replay. Fridge run out now. You better catch him at Harvey Norman. Hurry while Stock's last shot. In store online. Back live with Silvani. 20 out directly in front. And kicks a point. That is a bad miss by Silvani. 20 out directly in front. And the Saints lead by a point.
Of course, his dad, Steve, now the list manager at St Kilda. So he'll be watching on mixed emotions as the kick goes towards the wing. Filippo stayed front and square. Heard the voice of Crouch. Got the handball back to Hill. Along the boundary line. Walsh giving chase. Filippo feeds it. Crouch. Feign to give it. Then kicks a little check side along the ground. Shearer, beautiful pick up at half back. He's having a good game in his 100th gets the 1-2. Then from the wing spots Curnow. He's got runners on the outside. He's got runners on the inside. He's called to play on. Brad Hill heard the call, almost got him. Had to give it to Chincotta, who goes on the left. Durden has to sit under it. Coming across Mason Wood from the wing, rolled around, took the intercept mark, last line of defence.
Butchered a couple of opportunities there, the Blues. Wood chips the ball to Hunter Clark.
Jack out.
Numbers for Triple M Red Z Lending. Hunter Clark, Ash.
Yeah, Hunter Clark, 12 touches and a goal.
Been good again, uses the footy well, Hunter Clark.
Play on.
Left and right, no problems for him. This one on the right, towards centre wing. Philippou from the side, couldn't mark it. The ball got out the back to Newman. Charlie Curnow a long way from home, receiving the handball out the back. And we'll ball it up. Right on the Anzac logo. So the umpire sets the ruckman. Lewis Young to do that ruck work against Mitch Owens. Owens won that one. Philippou crashed his way through and he got a high tackle, so he'll get a free kick on centre wing.
And again, they use Hill at every occasion as the handball receiver just to try and get it moving. Goes to a one-on-one. Wiedering and Membry. That matchup was made at quarter time. Been good since Wiedering. Sinclair along the boundary. Doesn't go for goal. Squares it inboard to Zane Cordy. Takes the mark. Only 20 metres out on the slight angle. Good work from Sinclair to get front and square at the contest. Worked Kennedy out of the contest.
Mitch.
Now Zane Cordy.
Thanks, Mitch. Thank you.
It's a nice option to have Sinclair going in through the midfield as well.
9 goals, 1 from set shots in his career. Been made as a makeshift forward this year for the Saints. 10 goals, 1. And St Kilda, for the first time in a long time, get 2 in a row. And they get out to 7 points. Triple M Caravan, Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 9-4-58. Carlton 7-9-51 midway through the third quarter.
Well, it becomes a very costly miss at the other end with Silvani missing from point blank. The Saints being really unselfish in their forward line, looking and finding the best avenue and the best look at goal. Again, Sinclair there, pinned away in the pocket. Didn't even think about going for goal. Assessed his options, good enough to execute a little 15-metre kick.
Triple M Sebo Super special comments. Sebo Super making hard work pay off. Choice hotels around the grounds.
Suns 2-2-14 leading the Kangas 1-1-7, 5.5 to go before quarter time.
So we've got the Harvey Dorman replay. Exactly what Daisy Thomas said. Unselfish by Sinclair. Set up the goal. And it's the first time in a long time it's been 2 goals in a row to the Saints. And they lead by 7. Bounce in the middle. Cripps. Flick the handball out the back. But it might advantage the Saints here, and it does. Sinclair is in the middle of the ground and creating some havoc at the moment. Bouncing ball down to Cordy. Drop the football. Underground handball. Blues under pressure. Now they'll release the football to Fisher. Fisher hemmed in on his left foot. Good smother by Bradley Hill. Diving across the football. The Bison kicked it off the ground only as far as Mitch Owens. Owens back inside forward. 50. Wiedering's got his name written on this one. Can't mark it though, Wiedering. Opportunity for Higgins up higher. Picked out a free kick. And it's going to go to the Blues. The Saint threw away to the races with a goal. But a free kick coming back to Wiedering.
I'm just wondering whether Jack Steele is still pretty sore after that shoulder injury, because every time he gets it, he just looks a little bit more rushed than what he normally would be. He's normally a really composed player.
Kick long down the line. St Kilda have the numbers. Patton dispossessed by Motlop. Owens takes on 3 of them in the tackle. Ball up. Right on the Anzac Appeal logo on centre wing. Broadcast side. 58-51. Been a seesawing battle. Saints by 7. Seb Ross wins the clearance. Goes himself on the right boot. Zane Cordy's going to have to fly against 2 Blues. Newman happy to see that one out of bounds. 75 around from the St Kilda goal. Some numbers in this third quarter, please, True Man. Red Z Lending.
Yeah, St Kilda +2 with the inside 50s, +3 in clearances, and their pressure's up. 186 opposed to 157 in the first half.
15 minutes gone.
Red Z Lending loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com.
Third term, Sinclair's been brilliant this quarter in the midfield, and he hits Cordy again. So Cordy, 45 metres out, 45-degree angle, take his best, but he's kicked 10 goals, 1 Ash from set shots.
Yeah, spot on, Brownie.
Sinclair's numbers, particularly this quarter and overall.
Sinclair 18 for the game, 4 in this quarter, but throwing 6 intercepts as well.
So Zane Cordy, he's kicked 4 straight this year in 2023. Makeshift forward. Right foot, that's not going to be a goal. I think you'll still be 4 straight because that's rushed through. And the Saints lead by 8 points. 59 plays 51.
Is that a point or is that a rushed point?
Rushed point.
It is?
Stevie, yep.
Subs yet to be activated. 2-man.
Spot on. O'Brien is a sub for Carlton. Windhager for the Saints.
So if you're going to miss big.
Yep.
Blues work themselves out of defensive 50. McGovern to Sam Walsh. Here they go with their patient build-up. Hewitt, half-back straight away, looks across the face of goal. Back inside 50 to Wiedering, who has Newman. Saints just roll around. They don't rush Newman. They let him kick it. They want to protect their goal. Short to Curnow. Called to play on. Doesn't have a lot to go to. They go short to Fisher.
Stand.
Still on centre wing. This time on the outer side of Marvel Stadium. Short to Mackay. Saints won't mind that. He's up on the wing.
Stand.
Now where does he go? No, and the forwards are moving for him. They're waiting deep, so he goes inboard to Kennedy, who has to go back over his mark. So St Kilda are happy with this. They've got 18 players behind this ball.
You might as well keep switching it. If they're going to sit back, hold on to the footy.
A bit like soccer. Try and draw them out.
Yep.
Ball them out of it, make them come out and defend you at least one-on-one, then some pockets of space will open up that you can work into.
They've now chipped it to the point of the square, but then Sam Walsh chips it wider. So they've got themselves to about 70 out, but they're on the boundary, and St Kilda are set in their defensive 50.
Alan Shearer in the back row.
So Chera now goes to the pocket towards Mackay, who takes the one-hander, and Dougal Howard again sprays everyone else around him. And Harry Mackay is on the right side for his left foot snap. He's going to try and kick another one. Do you notice every time Dougal gets out mark, he blames someone else?
I have now that you noticed it.
You'll never see it. You'll never not see it.
Never his fault.
Most times, someone else's fault. So Harry, good contested mark. Having a big game. 11 marks for him. Steps around, snaps and hits the post. That's normally bread and butter for him. 7-10 the Blues. They're 52. St Kilda 9-5-59. They still lead by 7 points.
Did you have anyone
scoreboard?
Anyone like that, Daisy?
I know that
Not
you're
my
pretty
fault.
keen for me to slag off Nick Maxwell here, Stevie. Between him and
Turnover.
Shaw.
Harry Mackay's picked it off and pretty much in the same spot, about 5 metres out. More than he was last time, just inside the boundary. He'd have to hit it perfectly from here. And he ballies the footy and almost hit the roof. In fact, it did hit the roof. Fisted away. Fisher fumbled what he should have taken. And then a free kick will go back to the Saints. Just a few mistakes creeping in for the Blues at the moment. And now the run and gun from the Saints on centre wing. Feeding the handball. He got it out to Higgins. Higgins on the left foot inside forward 50. The only man back there is Hill. Can't mark it. Brought it to ground. The Blues have got the numbers. Good tackle, Wiedering, a chain of handballs. And now the Blues are away.
Walsh wide to Cowan. Has to poke it. Fisher had to go. Well done, Wanganeen Miller. They get the turnover again. This is where they've been good, the Saints. Hill takes the mark, 55 out. Draws, gives to Wood on the junction of the 50 in the boundary. Zane Cordy's in the contest. So's Burns. Ollie Hollands. Oh, did pretty well, the kid, although lost his feet. Waits for the support. Mitch McGovern's there and then deliberately fumbles it out of bounds. Takes the stoppage. 30 metres out. St Kilda goal.
Mark, St Kilda rock. St Kilda rock. Thanks, Tim.
So you hear the umpire sorting him out. Just having a look at the Harvey Norman replay of Harry Mackay's skied ball. Opportunity now for the Saints. They're forward.
Play on.
Philippo handball out to Membry. And that ball's going nowhere. We'll have a ball up. Choice Hotels around the grounds.
It's the Suns by 20 points over the Kangas. 4-3-27 North, 1-1-7, minute 39 to go before quarter time.
Umpire elevates the yellow Sheridan into the air. Ross will be the beneficiary. Can he pick it up? He can't, and he fumbled it all the way to the boundary line by the boundary throw in. Just inside forward 50 for the Saints. 7 minutes to go before three-quarter time.
Some of the ball winners too, Red Jet Lending.
Sam Walsh, 28 disposals, Cripps 27, Chera 25, and for the Saints, Sinclair leads away with 18.
Pitnet up against Membry. Got the tap down, but the Saints will attack the footy. Steele went in hard. Seb Ross got the handball, fed it back to Burns off one step. Lurking's Butler. Applies the tackle. A lot of numbers around this ball inside 50. Saints are lurking for holding the ball. And they're going to get it. Butler again. It was young Cowan who dived on it or just sat on the footy really. Burns And Butler knew it in particular. Butler dragged it in and then was all over him. And Dan Butler will have a shot from 45 metres out, 50-degree angle.
Just using all his smarts there, Butler. As soon as Cowan went down over the ball, just waited and waited, and then he collapsed on it, pounced straight on top. No other option for the umpire there. Again, not very theatrical though, Brownie.
Here we go. He's kicked 2, Dan Butler. Been really important in this game. From 45, steers it just to the left. 9-6-60 St Kilda. The Blues 7-10-52, 5.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Of course, McDonald's kick off game day with a Macca's Classic, the McChicken. Order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in selected locations.
If you are going to get one of those, ask for a steamed bun plus a slice of cheese. Absolute delight.
Nice, Jay-Z. The Triple M Super Specials. That's what they pay their big money for. Bradley Hill back inside forward 50 and the mark taken by the Saints. Higgins, he's your man. 30 out, 45-degree angle.
Well, this becomes a big kick with a lot of errors creeping in. A few misses at each end now. A chance to extend the margin. Some more reward for effort.
Up and down.
So pretty much goes at 50-50 free set shots, Higgins. Been a bit quiet today. This one on the way. He's going to the crowd. He's very happy with it. Have a look at him go. Jack Higgins gets his first for the day. And the Saints now, game high, 14-point margin, Titanium Caravans.
Yeah, it was good to see them again, off the back of an intercept turnover, go straight back in and lower their eyes to one of their small forwards. And as Daisy touched on, they needed to get some reward for the effort for what they've been able to do in this half of footy. And it looks like they've actually turned it up around the contest in this quarter.
Yeah, spot on, Stevie. They're down by 25 in the first half. Contested ball, the Saints are at +6 in this term.
And I expect Cripps, he's come back onto the ground fresh. I expect him to have a big 5 minutes here. He was on the bench for a good 5 minutes.
Just those front half intercepts as well since quarter time. 15-8 St Kilda's way. And they've kicked 19 points from turnover in the front half of the ground as well since then.
Starting to get control of this contest, St Kilda. They're out by 14 points. McDonald's and Marine Hot Water. A lot of players around this ball inside the centre circle. Secondary stoppage.
Rowan, Mark. That way.
Scores from turnover being a big factor. Saints one of the best in the comp. We know it stacks up. Burns, quick little kick. Akers waiting for it off the back. High floating ball. Mackay's under it. So's Dougal Howard coming through Cripps. Couldn't take the ball with him. This is at the top of the 50 for Carlton. Stoppage. 4:30 left in the third.
Rowan, Mark.
Pitnet will come down and do the ruck work. Chera off one step to the hot spot. Silvani in a contest with Patton. Couldn't take the mark. Tried to mop up and then fell forward. Silvani. Umpire didn't fall for it.
Incorrect disposal, St Kilda.
And then instead pays a throw against Silvani. Cool.
Stiff. Got up holding his wrist too, Silvani.
St Kilda got a bit of Pagan's paddock set up here.
Hello to Dennis. Very good listener to Triple M footy. Loves our pre-game. Especially Jay-Z Clark as the Saints soccer the ball fortuitously forward. And that paddock opens up. Inside forward 50 and Butler. Well, you said it for a reason. Because the paddock was open and they used it.
That's right, Brownie. They were all up in the front half of the ground, or the defensive half of the ground. And when that ball released from the defensive 50, these small forwards just got on their bike, got back inside 50, then a nice little tick-up lead there from Butler in the paddock.
Butler using his jumper to dry the footy off. Robbo said to me at half-time, it is very humid down there on ground level. So Butler's kicked 2 goals. He crosses the 50, directly in front, 45 out for 4 in a row for the Saints. On the way. Saints are up and about. 20-point margin now, 72 plays, 52. Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
The connection between Membry and Butler there was absolutely brilliant. Membry got the ball, looked up, faced the game, took off, sensing there was some space. Butler went to work. He had a mismatch against Wiedering. Wiedering, sensing the quicker opponent, was doing everything to not let him out goal side. And Butler just set him up perfectly. Head down, back towards goal. Wiedering put the head down as well and then just ticked back up at the leg. Great connection, easy look at goal and a great finish.
Go down to Robbo, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, Silvani, it was a wrist. The doctor and the physio out to him. Still in a lot of pain, staying on the ground though, running down into the teeth of goals.
4 on the trot now for the Saints. Game high 20-point lead. Got some work to do now, Carlton. Last 3 minutes of the third quarter. Can they respond? Hewitt wins the centre clearance. His kick under pressure goes wide. Honey leads Stocker to the ball. Gave a handball back to Hollins, who tried to poke it in the partner. Oh, Cripps.
Stand.
Terrific contested mark over Sinclair. Then wheels and goes. Just pokes it into the pocket. Why not go to Harry? Well done, Dougal Howard. And again, St Kilda have the numbers at ground level. Rowan Marshall just dumps it out of there. Sends it towards the middle of the ground where Carlton have all the numbers. Ollie Hollins, good pressure from Gresham. Now,
Play on.
Kick partially smothered. Steele went in hard. Could have got a free kick. Howard holds on to the footy. How was that tackle from Motlop? Bit of a sling. So a few of the players looked at the umpire. They said no. Ball up, inside 50 for the Blues.
Just looking at it again here, boys. The paddock is set up. They're all back in the defensive half of the ground. But if they win this ball, you watch the St Kilda players run.
So the ball up. The Saints under pressure, but Burns been very good again. Burns, handball out. The Saints will run. Wood releases Burns again. He got the 1-2. He's got some wheels on him, but so too is Silvani. Tracked him well. Silvani's pressure was outstanding, but now they get the ball to Butler, who's been a real thorn in Carlton's side today. Marks it just backwards of centre wing.
Out now.
And so Butler now, a little chipping ball, and he finds Ross. Ross on the logo. Has to go back over the mark now. Silvani fills that spot. So a slow build-up now from the Saints. Chipping the ball to Wanganeen Miller. Got a fair bit of it in the air. Now a really good kick to centre-half forward, and Mitch Owens leads out 60 from home. Wilkie's the man on. Drops into the pocket. And Wilkie down from the back line. Charlie Curnow, at least 30 metres behind him, realises the mistake he's made.
Getting a look at the Blues bench there, holding up a sign, a power logo they're going with. So I assume that means to shut it down. Lock it down with 1:30 to play. Obviously try not to give up a score, but
91st game of AFL football for Wilkie. He's become the supreme defender in the competition. He's only kicked 1 goal in those 91 games. What a time to bang for your second from 50. A big build-up. And poor old Wilkie, he just butchered it. 3 for 1 behind. 21-point lead to the Saints, but it's been all the Saints this quarter. 5 goals to 1 in favour of the St Kilda Footy Club for a 21-point lead.
55 seconds to go. Blues under the pump. St Kilda pressing. Higgins, wonderful smother. Can he force the turnover? Steele tapped it in the path of Hunter Clark. Gresham went hard, got it to Hunter Clark. He ignored Hill, spins it back to Steele. Can the skipper do something? Well done, Akers mowed him down. Well, they still might have a chance here, the Saints. Sinclair, not 15, inside 50. Motlop just dumps it as far as he can. Dougal Howard sits under it. Still got time, the Saints. 23 seconds. He'll pump it back in. Owens and Membry have to fly. Where the players at ground level. Newman knocks it straight towards the boundary line. Ooh, got away with one. 13 seconds to go. Saints by 21 points.
Thank you.
They've owned this quarter, the Saints. Pressure's been outstanding. Carlton have missed some opportunities. But now a boundary throw in with 13 seconds to go. You feel like the Saints are the only ones who could possibly score. Gresham read that one well, but the ball goes back out of bounds down to 6 seconds.
Thank you.
This would have to take a free kick out of the ruck contest or someone to just scoot through and take the ball on the fly. The Saints got that. Burns looks to do it. Trying to flick it out the back, but Cripps is in the way. And that will be quarter time. The Saints kicked 5 of the 6 goals in that quarter. They trailed by 2 at the break, and now they lead by 21, 11-7, 73. Carlton a 7-10, 52, 21 points going into three-quarter time for McDonald's Ream Hot Water. Triple M, Rocks Footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
kick off game day with a Macca's classic, the McChicken. Order via McDelivery today. McDelivery is available in select locations.
Triple M is the home of good times and rock's greatest hits. But which one of these hits could make you rich? Win $10,000 just for knowing rock's greatest hits. Play Triple M and the Mighty She-Gold Show's 10K Spinner DJ.
Settle down, mate. I'm trying to work.
Another shot at starting your day with 10K tomorrow morning at 7. Only on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Experience Wanderlust with Bottle Mart.
Babe, what does the word Wanderlust mean?
I could tell you, but I'd rather show you.
How?
Pick us up at Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey 1 litre for $69.99 or Jack Daniel's Double Jack and Cola 10-pack for $57.99 for a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas to see the Formula One.
Wow, I want to go.
You are now experiencing Wanderlust. While you're out, could you also grab a 30-pack of Great Northern Super Crisp for $51.99?
Yeah, I'm going to wander off to Bottle Mart.
Catalogue specials out now. Shop your way at bottlemart.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Steel Solutions, Houston speaking.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, settle down. What's going on?
Oh, my genius apprentice just backed a bobcat into a retaining wall. We've got to rebuild it by lunchtime tomorrow.
Relax, mate. We've got all the retaining wall steel you need, and we can cut the steel to the exact length you need. And we'll whip it round to you straight away.
Houston, we don't have a problem anymore.
That's kind of why they call us Steel Solutions.
Steel Solutions. The steel you need when you need it. Sunshine, Bayswater and Springvale. steelsolutions.com.au.
Weekend savers are on now at Amart. Get 10% of your purchase price back in Amart gift cards when you spend $499 or more. T's and C's apply. Offer only valid in-store this weekend. So hurry into your local Amart.
This is Bruno driving to the footy.
Oh.
And this is his cheap insurer reading the policy fine print.
Clause 9D of your car insurance says you're not covered for thingamybobs.
Thingamy-bobbed at claim time? Beware bargain insurance regret, Bruno. Choose Amy instead. Who pays out over 99% of motor claims? Amy does.
Lucky you're with Amy.
Acceptance rate for the 12 months up to 30 September 2022. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the TMD and PDS at amy.com.au and consider if it's right for you.
Melbourne's best buys. All over it.
Buy or sell your industrial equipment now with the trusted name in the industry, Ritchie Brothers. Access the largest market of used equipment and machinery in the world. rbauction.com.au.
Best buys.
Here's a finger-licking deal. Right now, score a free Zinger burger with any KFC Burger Box meal delivered with Menu Log. Hurry, limited time only, and exclusively on Menu Log. T's and C's apply. See an app for details.
Melbourne's best buys. All over it.
IGA's Price Match Promise. We checked, we matched, you won't pay more. Every week we check and match the regular price of the big two supermarkets on hundreds of everyday products. Just look out for the Price Match tickets in store. Participating stores only. See website for full terms.
Experience Wanderlust with Bottle Mart.
Babe, what does the word Wanderlust mean?
I could tell you, but I'd rather show you.
How?
Pick us up at Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey 1 litre for $69.99 or Jack Daniel's Double Jack and Cola 10-pack for $57.99 for a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas to see the Formula One.
Wow, I want to go.
You are now experiencing Wanderlust. While you're out, could you also grab a 30-pack of Great Northern Super Crisp for $51.99?
Yeah, I'm going to wander off to Bottle Mart.
Catalogue specials out now. Shop your way at bottlemart.com.au. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, 3/4 time, Marvel Stadium, Sunday afternoon. It was St Kilda with a big 5-goal to 1 third term that sees them lead by 21 points, 11-7-73. Carlton 7-10-52. Charlie Curnow's got 3. Dan Butler has 3 for St Kilda. Ash Chua, some of the Red Z lenders, please, from that quarter.
Their third quarter, St Kilda plus 10 in contested ball, down by 25 in the first half, and 4 out of their 5 majors had resulted from Carlton turnovers.
Bob Jane T-Marts have a great buy 3, get 1 free deal, plus instant cash back. Call or order online today. T's and C's applies. Robbo?
I reckon Carlton have made the sub. The paperwork's been done. So Lockie O'Brien, the sub at Carlton, and I just got the 35 just whispered to me. So That's Ed Curnow. But they're going to make the sub because the paperwork's come over to the AFL. The other thing is that St Kilda have looked at that video of the sling tackle on Dougal Howard, doctor out to him, walk through the huddle with him. So they had a look at the replay. They'll actually look at that dangerous tackle. No free kick or anything. He'll continue on, but they'll definitely look at it.
Well, that'll be an interesting talking point throughout the week because, as Robbo said, no free kick paid. The umpire was in a good spot, but it was certainly that motion that they're trying to cut out, that double motion, head hitting the ground as well. Saints really good there. They had that paddock that you spotted, Stevie, and their ability to transition the ball from the defensive half all the way forward, but just trying to find options for the Blues going inside forward 50 is becoming a bit of an issue. Just happy to kick it long, big dump kicks into the two big boys.
Yeah, I think they have to change the way they're moving the ball if they want to score. I just noticed there at the three-quarter time break, Michael Voss had them in very tight and he had them for a long period of time and he was quite animated. So I think he's probably put the heat on the midfielders to get that ball forward, but certainly when they've got the ball in their defensive half, they need to look forward and take the contest a little bit more, or at least what you're talking about, Daisy, is maybe lower the eyes and take a few marks, 50 to 70, and get those forwards on the move and coming back at the kicker a little bit more often.
The scoreboard's going to mean that they have to play fast and take a few risks as well, so they will get their opportunities going forward if they do that.
Here's Nathan Brown to get us underway, big fourth quarter.
Massive fourth quarter coming up, the Saints by 21, the Blues staring down the barrel of back-to-back losses. Bounce in the middle. Cripps will get him started. Handball looking for Walsh. Missed him, though. Opportunity, though, for Fisher. Fisher almost had to do a 180, get the ball back. Chair up. Free kick picked out. It's going to go to Curnow again. Is it? No, Silvani on this occasion got the free kick. Non-controlling umpire. And the Blues got the better of this today. So this will be a big start for the Blues. Silvani missed an easy goal directly in front, 20 metres out in the third term, and since then the Saints have kicked the last 4. So he owes them. He'll kick from 30 out. 10 metres in from the boundary. Silvani on the right gets the goal and breathes life into the Blues in the last quarter. Back to 15 points, 8-10-58. The Saints are 11-7-73, Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, he did owe them one, Stevie. He missed from directly in front in that third term, and that's a really nice start. And I know you were going berserk up here. He wanted him to go with the J-curve, kick the banana, but he does like the drop punt. He is usually a beautiful and reliable kick in front of goal. Perfect start for the Blues.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Daisy and Stevie J. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Take a look at the Harvey Norman replay. It was against Callum Wilkie again. Didn't look like there was heaps in it again, but the fourth umpire all over it.
It's the goal umpire coming out and having a chat to the players. You don't often see that.
So back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Blues got the first goal they were desperately after. Seb Ross wins the centre clearance, gets it to just inside 50. McGovern taken in a tackle by Ross. Membry, I should say. 11 inside 50 tackles for the Saints. Their pressure's been good. Membry goes to the ruck with his 2 feet jump. Handball picked off. Gresham tried to break the Cripps tackle, couldn't quite. Handballs to space. Hill, been very good. Gives it to Crouch. Kicks it to the top of the square. Sitting under it, Pitnet. Hit it the hard way. Made it look awkward, the big fella, but he took the mark and then squares it up to Young.
I reckon Jay Clark would have already written his article. It'd be pro said Kilda. He loves his mate Ross Lyon. Almost a turnover at half-back. Butler's been in everything. He just holds him up, Butler, and the ball stays in. Wood sweeps a handball back to Gresham. Gresham on the 50. Hoiks the ball long to the top of the square, but only Nick Newman is back. Newman chips the footy. Now they've got some space to go. Fisher wants his left. Doesn't want to go on his right. Now he has to go back. He had an easy option on his right if he could have used it. Now Nick Newman has to wobble a ball, puts them under pressure. Burns sweeps a handball again. They get it back. Here's Crouch. Loads up inside forward 50. Carlton have got the numbers. And again, Cowan. It's over the back.
And again, they go wide. They win it back, and their first point of call is to kick it wide. They've got to look up and look forward. Look forward, and if that's not on, they're always going to allow this kick to the pocket for you.
Ollie Hollins has to kick it to it. 3v2 and outnumber. Saints had the extra, but it got to the back where Durden was waiting. Goes on the left boot. Curnow in front. Battle that time got the fist in And again, the Saints have the outnumber. Patton, Ross. They take their time, they work it out. Now Hunter Clark. Out of side halfback, low ball, McGovern. Extravagant fist, although he fisted it straight to Wood. Now Owens gets the footy, runs to 70, pins his ears back and goes for home. How will it bounce? Oh, Mitch Owens has done it again. The young superstars kicked a beauty. And the Saints off turnover go whack. And they go to 12-7-79. Carlton 8-10-58. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard early stages, fourth quarter.
Well, there's a difference in the game right there. The Blues win it back. They go wide and go lateral. Saints win it back. They keep speed in the game. They go straight back through the Blues. Slightly fortuitous that the fist from McGovern fell in the landed in the lap of Owens, I should say. But when you keep going back and challenging a defence that isn't set, you give yourself some really good looks at it and give yourself more of an opportunity to score quickly off those turnovers, which St Kilda, man, I feel have been really good at from that source today.
Yeah, no doubt. 74% of their scores have come from turnover since quarter time. The AFL average is 58%.
He's kicked that every bit of 60 metres, Mitch Owen.
Hold in, Carlton.
And a free kick to the Blues, as you hear the umpire mic'd up exclusively for us.
Come back on, play on.
So they got the run and carry here through Walsh. Walsh with the right footer, looking for Curnow. Can he jump over the top? He can't. Front of the pack was Wood. His handball was pretty good to Battle. Got it out to Patton. Patton smothered off the boot. Ball flicked out the back. It's about 60 out from the Blues goal. Walsh wrapped up in a big tackle by Marshall, and that's holding the ball. The umpire needed to give it a bit more on the bend down, but he lost the theatrics of it. And the ball now out of bounds with a quick restart. 79 plays, 58. Big tackle by Marshall.
Even that last inside 50, out of a centre bounce, they barely pierced the 50. That ball has got to be kicked to the hot spot and give your tall forwards a chance to mark, and if not, the front and square crummers come into play.
Contact. St Kilda.
Free kick and go the way of Rowan Marshall. Ruck infringement against Pitnet. 7 of the last 10 goals of this game have gone the way of the Saints. After it basically went goal for goal till almost half-time. Marshall to the point of the square. Who's at ground level? Owens again. Brad Hill been very good. Got the handball to Membry from 50. Fires away across the face. 80-58. St Kilda lead. Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business with a huge range of lighting, fans and electrical accessories. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
So the Blues have to take the game on now. Kennedy brings it into McGovern. Handball, and they run and carry through Hollands on the left. It was Fisher. Really good kick.
3 metres back. 3 metres back.
And he finds Mackay all the way up at half back. That's 50-metre penalty again. How many's that, Ash? 3?
Up here.
Triple M Red Z, that's 350. Spot on, Brownie.
Here, thanks, Dougal.
So Mackay making it quick.
Time back on.
The lead comes from Silvani. Chips a little one, and it's a good one too. And Fisher, who gave it to Mackay at half back, has an opportunity to kick from just outside 50. He's not concerned. He was concerned about the pace and the length of it. Top of the square, opportunity for the Blues, but the ball just bobbling around, and the Saints controlling the footy at the moment. Marshall's there, just inched the ball forward. They wanted the ball to get the ball out of bounds, and Wood, eventually they coughed it up, and the ball's out of bounds now. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Saints by 22.
Harry.
Ball deep inside Carlton's forward 50. What can they generate? Cripps is lurking. Crouches on him, and it'll be Mackay against Marshall in the ruck. Walsh, first to pounce, feeds the ball back to Chera. His handball wasn't good for Hollands. Great tackle from Patton and Hill. Another stoppage, 45 out around the grounds. Choice Hotels, Two-man.
Harry, you up?
Suns by 14 points over North. 8:50 to go before half time.
This time Cripps does the ruck work.
No, play on.
Tries to crumb his own tap. And the players are sitting on
ball's
it.
out.
Umpire lets it spill out. This is at the top of the 50 for Carlton. A lot of numbers around this. About 20 players all within a 5-metre radius. Amazingly, this is the highest score St Kilda's conceded all year. Not yet. It's 74 points. Read that wrong, Brownie, on the screen. Should leave that to Two-man. Chincotta under pressure. Well done. Saints again. Feeds the ball back Newman. They're retreating backwards. They've gone back from the 50 to back of the wing. Carlton fans getting restless. Wiedering, handball to Young. Hill almost had him cold. Got it free to Chincotta. Got to be careful not to give away a free kick, Owens. Towards the big boys. Curno's lurking. So's Mackay. This time he's doing the crumbing. Silvani just inside the boundary line. And another free kick. Will go the way of Jack Silvani. This time against Brad Crouch. Got him high. And Silvani, who's kicked two, will snap from the pocket to get them back within 16 points. Wilkie's going to come up for the blood rule. While he does that, shoot for Red Z Lenning. Red Z Lenning loans to the self-employed, REDZED. Just give us a couple of numbers, please.
Freeze inside 50. Carlton 6, Saints 1. The Blues have posted 5 out of their 8 majors from frees and a 50. 4 from a free, 1 from a 50.
I reckon they had something similar in the Kangaroos game on Good Friday. They got a lot of goals from free kicks.
No closer than that. Wait for that umpire's play.
It is a daunting prospect, though, for the defenders. Most of them have been there, to be fair. You feel it's a huge moment in this game. Can the son of a legend kick his third and get them back within 3 kicks? Misses. Kept it skinny. 8:11:59. St Kilda 12:8:80. 14.5 minutes left in the final term.
Robbo Bob J. T-Marts.
Yeah, Wilkie, I thought it was from the nose, but it's actually from the mouth. Doc Stone cleaning him up now. Bottom teeth, probably gone through the lip, Brownie.
The Saints, they don't need to be in a hurry, chipping the ball around to keep control of it. Liam Stocker at half back. Marks the footy, loved it. Have a win against his former club, who let him go. Gave up a lot for him. To half forward, Philippo couldn't mark it. The Blues now will come back. Hollands up against the boundary line to half forward. Fisher needs to make a contest here, but he can't. And the mark quite comfortably taken by Dougal Howard, who Joey thinks over-exaggerates sometimes.
He's not great at getting his shoe back on here. He's had 5 goes at it.
And he's going to have to kick this with his shoe half hanging off.
Goodness.
The Ruckman's actually calling for an inboard kick here.
Yeah, he's going to kick with no shoe. He's going to kick with just his sock. Not a bad effort either. Got it to centre wing. Pit net, mark what he should have taken. Wild handball comes out and Gresham's on the end of it. Burns, standing start with a snapping ball. Wiedering's got his name written on this one with a big fist. Out of bounds of a boundary throw-in.
Mark, throw-in, thank you.
So at the moment, Dougal Howard running around without a boot. He's calling for it.
He's even spraying the trainers, Brownie.
He is spraying the trainer. He can't believe they've taken that long to get in the boot. Now Harry Mackay runs off when the trainer comes over.
Rowan.
Kick goes inside 50 from Marshall, top of the square. Lurking at the back was Akers. Newman facing away from goal has O'Brien, the sub. What impact can he have? He looks up and he didn't like the one-on-ones. It was Silvani and Curnow. So he's going to go sideways all the way back to the back pocket to Akers, who had Holland short, Cripps longer. He wanted to go the longer option. Steele got the fist in, did well. Does look a bit sore, Steele. Taps it towards Brad Hill, continuing to run hard. Back to Steele, shovels a handball back to Rowan Marshall, sells candy on Walsh, and then tries to squeeze a kick inside 50, but didn't execute. Chopped off by McGovern. Robbo, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, I reckon St Kilda are going to make the sub. Marcus Windhager is got the playing kit on, and the whisper is that Cordy may come off, Joey, so they're definitely going to make the switch.
The Blues go sideways again, not making up any ground. Kennedy in the back half of the ground, chipping the ball around, not creating any ground in O'Brien. It's where he took the mark probably a minute and a half ago. O'Brien kicks it out of bounds on the full. When you muck around with the footy, that's the result.
And they're not going to win the game doing that. That's why it's frustrating to watch. You can't wait until the last 3 or 4 minutes to try and kick 4 goals. You've actually got to put some speed on the game, give yourself a chance. Maybe you'll get scored against, but you might get back into it.
Patton took some advantage of some sloppy umpiring on the mark. And he goes inside forward 50, but the only man there is Lewis Young. Stood up, took a mark in front of Cordy. And so he's called to play on. Goes back down the line. The ball just came. Looking for it. Silvani over the top. Takes a very good mark. What can they do? How can they move it? They get it going now. Walsh on centre wing. He's got Mackay forward bursting, but he's going to have to kick it 60 metres to get it to him. And he goes backwards to Akers. Akers putting his arms out. Where can I kick it? So now he bites off a big ball into the middle of the ground. That's more like it. Now they've got the ball, the Blues. They can go forward. Inside 450. Big run down tackle. They got him. They came from nowhere, the Saints, and now they go forward again. This could be the knockout blow. Filippo, short ball, bouncing ball, but that's a poor one as well. Akers, handball got out the back to Wiedering.
And again, they go lateral and wide to O'Brien. Walsh has created space. He has to go. He's got Curnow in a one-on-one, and he's got Mackay deeper. Got to go now. Goes to Curnow. Has the strength on Battle. And got the free kick. Battle felt it. Grabbed the jump up. But does hold the ball up, and it does allow St Kilda to now all of a sudden get 9 players, now 10 inside their defensive 50. So they'll take this. Curnow, he's just going to kick it short. He tried to create something. Chera wasn't on the same page. Might make it work though. Akers, high ball, top of the square. Mackay's going to fly. Couldn't take the mark. Motlop at ground level. Higgins, he's going to have to defend without giving away a free kick. Ollie Hollands tries to create. Hewitt, there's Brad Hill with a tackle. Ball's going to be out of bounds. Right forward pocket. Saints continuing to defend hard. 10-20 left on the clock. Blues trail by 21.
Desperate for a goal, the Blues. Boundary throwing up against the point post. The ruck work done by Pitnet, and a nice tap too. Came out and he got Motlop. Quick one to Hollands, goes wide and out of bounds on the full. It's a free kick to the Saints. Can relieve the pressure. Robbo, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, official Marcus Windhager on, so the med sub for St Kilda and Zane Cordy off, Brownie.
Move it on.
So the Saints through Steele. A high ball. Filippo will be the flyer. Couldn't mark it. Ball got out the back. Tracking it was Shinkotta. Handball back to Wiedering. Wiedering to Kennedy on the logo. Kennedy darting little ball to Hollands. He put it down. He should have marked it. Ross then picked his pocket. Come up with a left foot. And a nice little ball. And he finds his ruckman in Marshall on centre wing.
50 metres. Down to that umpire.
Gee, they've been hot on this today.
You can't try and cut off the angle. I've told you to stand. You can't come in and cut off the angle. Down to that umpire, please.
The umpire said he told Kennedy to stand, and he took one more step to his left. And it's going to cost them probably a shot on goal.
I reckon he's in range here too, Marshall.
Depends on the fatigue in the legs, Stevie.
He's a big kick.
He does time it well when he's fresh. The man on the mark is 51 metres out. He might as well pin the ears back and have a crack. The Saints lead by 21. He comes in, he wheels out, gives himself the arc. He's nailed the distance easily. Cleared the fence, just hooked it. And it's 12-9-81. Carlton 8-11-59. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Choice Hotels around the grounds.
Suns by 15 points over North, nearing half-time.
Akers, he had a runner, elected not to use him. That avenue was closed down. A short ball, Fisher, centre half back on the point of the square. So Fisher chips one into the middle. Not a bad one either. And he finds Hewitt. Now the run and carry. They've got Durden. It's a wide ball, too wide, out of bounds on the full. The Saints will get the free kick. Nothing going right for the Blues at the moment. Jack Steele looks like he's in pain all day. Stocker chips the ball across the face of the goal he's defending. Butler will battle. A lot of B's and T's and L's and E's and R's in there. Now get the ball to the outer side through Patton.
Continues on short to Filippo, who's going to play just as a tall forward now without Zane Cordy. Owens, Filippo and Membry the talls. It's going to go in the Owens and Membry direction. Carlton have got the outnumber. Just got to bring it to ground. Walsh, who's been very good in his second game back from that back injury, continuing to run hard. Mackay a long way up the ground again. He's done that a number of times today. Chewy's numbers, Red Z Lending.
14th mark, which is an equal PB, along with 16 touches and a goal.
Now they're generating some run the Blues, but again, the kick might let them down, this time from Walsh. And Stevie, looks like they're really starting to miss Sard and Doherty in this game.
Yeah, they're the guys that break the lines for them, but I think they are starting to take off and get a few more handball receives going, but they're still going wide. You might as well risk a bit of turnover. As I said earlier, you might concede a bit of score off turnover and the game might be beyond you, but you're at least creating opportunities to try and win the game yourself.
The issue at the minute is Mackay's always been the outlet kick, so when he gets it, he looks up, funnels the ball inside, but then there's no one to go to as he's pushed up so high up the ground. I'd love to see a Curnow or Mackay stay more at home so there's a big option to kick to so they do go more direct.
Boundary throw in on centre wing. Windhager, his first touch. Handballed it out to Ross. Akers picked the footy up and he needs some space and he found some. Lewis Young, Chera, Walsh. Walsh with the right foot looking for Mackay. It's a bouncing ball and it's out of bounds and they've been sloppy in this last quarter of the Blues.
So that's got to go long and strong to a dangerous spot, not near the boundary line, 30 metres in, 40 metres out from goal. Give yourself a chance for a 360 crumb or a catch.
Owens and Pitnet. Pitnet with the strength. Grabbed it out of the ruck. Handball to Cripps straight away. He was tackled and it was paid a throw. Cripps not happy. Going to be Jack Steele. 7:30 left now. Carlton just 2 goals in this second half.
Play on.
Have not been able to penetrate this St Kilda defence. Kick long down the line. Newman will be first back. Has to create something. Pitnet didn't take possession. Handball to Hewitt. Akers in front of the change gates. Over to Silvani. Now they generate some run. Silvani cuts back in board. That's better because he has Honey on. The kick missed him. Burns came through the other way. Won the ground ball. And the Saints are out here. Gresham in the middle of Marvel. Has Windhager working hard, centre half forward, ignored him, but he has Hunter Clark as well. Gets to him. Seb Ross is going to run past shotgun. He should give it. Clark ignored him, then wanted to, and then in the end kicks one in the left boot. Top of the square. Membry couldn't take the mark. Off the ground, Windhager. And the ball gets ricocheted out of bounds. In fact, out of bounds on the full.
Is it off him?
And it's going to be off the Blues. So it will go the way of Marcus Windhager.
Dan,
sub.
come back. Nick, back here, please.
To make it almost impossible for the Blues.
Back here with me.
The man on the mark, Akers, is 1 metre in front of the left point post.
Nick, play on.
Windhager steps out, hits the post. 23-point margin, 6.5 minutes now. 82-59. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
You're right, Daisy. I reckon Mackay's, he just can't leave the 50 now. They've got to go direct with their kick-ins. Everything's got to be aggressive if they want to win this game, and keep him inside 50 is the target always there.
This one is straight up the middle of the ground. Big leap by Wanganeen Miller up. Couldn't mark the ball, but he was handballed off ground level on his hands and knees. Walsh, possession number 39. He's had a stack of it. Not a heap of influence, though. Now the Blues move forward. Charlie Curnow. He's got a runner on. Elects not to go there. And elects a poor kick. He had Hewitt running for him. He went for the long ball to find Mackay, but that was cut off. The Saints had the numbers back in defensive end. And Battle. Been pretty good since half-time, Battle. Played most of the second half on Charlie Curnow. He's yet to kick a goal in the second half. Kicked 3 in the first half. Some of those big numbers for Carlton, Ash.
There's PBs here. Chera 35, career high for him. Akers 34, also PB. And Walsh 38, his career high is 40.
They haven't gone anywhere, some of those disposals. As the Saints get the handball back and chasing that one's Hunter Clark.
Ross had an excellent season. Inboard to Sinclair. Takes the mark. Doesn't need to be reckless now. Official crowd, Shu?
Yeah, 45,770.
That's a great crowd on a Sunday afternoon. And they are watching the Saints. They may just be the real deal this year. Burns, one of these unheralded role players that Ross Lyon has just got playing to their maximum.
Stand.
Got to come out and man up here, the Blues. Can't allow the Saints to kick it around, knock a couple of minutes off the clock.
Jack Steele, 80 metres out. He's going to kick it into the pocket. The youngsters are in there. Filippo got both hands to it. Couldn't take the mark. Chera, he's played a lot of half-back. Handball. Newman. Cripps with strength. Outworked Steele. Took the mark and wants to go through the corridor.
Honey has to stand underneath it. Had sticky hands. Wants to move the ball quickly. He can now. He's looking for Curnow. It's a one-on-one with Battle. Battle got there. Affected the spoil, but the Blues at ground level through Hollands. He's got Mackay or bust. And the Saints are back everywhere. And it was bust because the Saints, with superior numbers, short ball, and it finds Patton in the back pocket.
Play on.
4 minutes 11, and Pye calls him to play on. Have to be pretty adventurous with his footy, and he is, but overcooked it, kicked it straight back to Charlie Curnow.
Charlie just squeezes a low ball. Good. They find a mark inside 50. That'll do. Honey. He's kicked the 8 goals in his 14 games. He's going to have to go back and kick this. 3 minutes 47 on the clock.
Charlie.
They're going to need 4 goals. He'll cross the 50-metre line as he kicks it. Has it got the journey? The tired legs will see it get right to the goal line. Saints make it through. 60-82. And time now is the enemy. The Saints should hold on from here, Stevie.
Well, one thing we probably haven't done enough is give credit to St Kilda's defence as well. We've talked about how Carlton can't really penetrate it. They look up, they go wide. But, yeah, I think genuinely because of the way St Kilda have been able to get back in numbers and get in the road of those key position players that they're targeting.
Battle a long ball, looking for Membry. Jump off both feet is a staple for him. Carlton still pressing. They need a goal. Cherra, 55 out on the left. And that's an errant kick straight back to the Saints, and Battle had no problem marking that, mopping it up. They go out wide, and Jack Steele looked under duress today. What are his numbers, Ash?
Jack Steele, triple in red Z. Disposal number 17, along with 4 tackles.
So Jack Steele, a chipping ball wide. And it's found Wilkie. So down to 2 minutes 42. The Saints lead by 22.
Wilkie goes long down the line. Marshall, ball spills to the front. Saints just seem to have all the numbers, and they've got numbers inside 50. It's a 2v1. Membry out the back. Mitch McGovern has to come back. Did well not to give away the free kick. Higgins runs on. This will be the sealer. He snaps, and he was so tight he just got boot the ball. And then Butler almost ran down O'Brien, who everyone thought had gone through for a point. Stopped on the goal line, and then finds Curnow. Half back. Silvani. Certainly hasn't been Curnow and Mackay's fault they've lost today, the Blues. They've tried their backsides off. Durden looks up and sees Honey again, who's got a bit of ball late. Mackay offers a lead short, ignores that. Pitnet pushing forward, minute 50. It's been a long time since they've kicked the goal. Just the one in this quarter and one in the third. And again, the Saints defence hold up, and again, Steele clears only as far as Akers. Now Hewitt, 52 out, goes short to Mackay, who drops a soda. And then Wilkie didn't take possession. The ball went out of bounds. Umpire didn't blow the whistle. So it's still going on. Motlop, and he's wrapped up by Mitch Owens. Minute 22 left. 82 to 60. St Kilda are going to be 5-1, and they'll stay on top of the ladder.
Super effort by Ross Lyon and the Saints. Defensively stood up all day, all night. Cripps out of the pack. Mackay, not 15, play on. He'll be disappointed.
Not 15. Thank you.
It's the ball back to the umpire. We'll elevate it quickly into the marble there. Steele, handball, Crouch, fumbled it over the boundary line, out of bounds. Choice hotels around the grounds.
Thanks, Brownie. It's half time, and it is the Suns leading the Kangaroos by 21 points.
There's 22 points here at Marvel. The ball at ground level, and Akers couldn't pick it up. Just still bobbling around inside forward 50 for the Blues. Honey had a couple of touches late here. Burns found himself some space where there was no space, and his left foot hooking ball got back towards half-back. Membry couldn't take it. Wiedering, his kick went forward. Found an opportunity for McGovern. McGovern on the left into the middle of the ground. Nick Newman. Newman with the left. Dumps it back in. Looking for Cripps to take a mark from the side. Mackay. He couldn't take one either. And the Saints wrap it up again, and we'll have a ball up. 20 metres out from the Blues goal.
25 seconds left in this one. St Kilda next week will play Port Adelaide on Friday night footy at Marvel. They will host the Inform Power.
It's a big game.
Huge game. The Blues will head over to the west to play the Eagles, with their tail between their legs after dropping 2 in a row. The chant goes around Marvel Stadium. More Blues fans here today for their home game. But St Kilda continue to go marching on in season 2023. And Ross Lyon's men are 5-1 and sitting atop the AFL ladder.
When the Saints go marching in, oh, when the Saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be with St Kilda. When the Saints go marching in. When the Saints go marching in, oh, when the Saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be with St Kilda. When the Saints go marching in.
Well, the Blues led by 2 points at quarter time. They led by 4 at half time. It was a seesawing battle. And then a 5-goal to 1/3 term set up the 21-point lead. And it was a dour final quarter, both teams just kicking the 1 goal apiece for St Kilda to run out 22-point winners and sit on top of the ladder. Essendon and Collingwood, one of them will join them on 20 points. And Carlton, well, they've dropped a couple in a row now. And they have 3.5 wins from their 6 games. And let's get down to the boundary line, courtesy of Channel 7, as they speak to one of the stars, Jack Sinclair.
A few guys in there, get some leg speed, get on top of the opposition, and yeah, I think it's been working. Just a bit of a different look. I was getting a bit of attention early, so yeah, put me in the midfield and yeah, just let me go.
It was a good move. It looks like the boys are really enjoying their football at the moment, sitting on top of the AFL ladder.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we've turned it around pretty quickly, but we know it's a long year, so not getting ahead of ourselves, but yeah, we're really starting to get some belief in the way we play, and yeah, another great second half tonight. I feel like our back ends of game have been really good, so yeah, really pleased with that effort.
Jack Steele obviously was on Cripper for most of the afternoon, especially in the first half, but another big job for him in the second half to shut him down.
Yeah, Cripper got a bit of it early, and yeah, when it was off the ground, him and Seb were off the ground, and yeah, he started firing, so a bit of a danger sign there. But yeah, I think again our second half, attention to detail. Yeah, I feel like we really nullified his influence. Thought yeah, guys like Crouchy really got him done at centre bounce. You know, you can't really stop him. He's a bloody hard man to stop, but they're on his back and yeah, just affecting his strong hands. So yeah, really good effort from those boys.
Well played, congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.
Jack Sinclair good again today, 26 disposals off half back, played a little bit through the midfield in that third term and was instrumental when St Kilda made their move. They kicked 4 goals in a row, Butler being the 4th of those to put them 20 points up. And we are in the Triple M AIMA review at the moment, so we've got Triple M MVP award coming up for New Holland. Choice hotels around the grounds. We're at half-time now. They're going. It's a 21-point lead to the Gold Coast Suns. But the Saints now set up a massive clash next Friday night against Port Adelaide, who are going really well at 4-2. And you couldn't help but be impressed by their defensive pressure today, Days.
They were outstanding all over the ground. And we talked a lot about the Carlton ball movement, and Stevie was touching on this late. They were forced to go wide because that's all St Kilda gave up. They weren't able to penetrate at all. Really well done. They were super organised, super quick to transition from when they turned the ball over to then get a heap of numbers back, slowing the Blues down when they were trying to go forward. Ross has got them playing some really good systems, some really good team footy and able to score on the back of it.
And Ross has got himself high-fiving down to the boundary. All the kids are very
never
happy
done
with
that
himself.
Ever.
Really. Let's head down back to Channel 7. Mitch Owens was very good today.
To places of play.
No, that wasn't Mitch Owens. That was an ad, I think. But Mitch Owens very good. 2 goals today. I thought his work in the air was really good. But Triple M AIMA review. Who covers Clangers Eye off the field? Amy does. So the loving it Macca's moment tonight happened in the 3rd minute of the last quarter, and this is how we called it on Triple M.
McGovern, extravagant fist, although he fisted it straight to Wood. Now Owens gets the footy, runs to 70, pins his ears back and goes for home. How will it bounce? Oh, Mitch Owens has done it again. The young superstars kicked a beauty. And the Saints off turnover go whack.
That was the loving it moment, thanks to Maccas, and well called by Lee Montagna as he sits there and nods his head to his own work. As we see a lot of the Saints players just walking around, handing out the footballs at the moment. But what a story it is. Nobody thought this was going to happen. Ross Lyon, so many injuries, and they are flying. So the matches to come, they've got Port Adelaide and North Melbourne both here at Marvel, then the Adelaide Crows at the Adelaide Oval, which will be a tough one. The Giants at Giants Stadium. Stevie, you're impressed?
Yeah, very impressed. I was one of those at the start of the season that probably didn't give St Kilda much hope, and we
with the
know
injury
that
list, yeah.
There was an injury list, but just the players, they're just playing their roles beautifully. We talk about their defensive pressure and their ability to get back and support their defence. They're the best defence in the competition, and that's what Ross Lyon teams have been of the past. That's why he's had a lot of success and taking teams to grand finals. So a lot to look forward to for them for the rest of the season. I'm a buyer.
I wonder if Ross ever doubted himself. So it didn't end that well at Fremantle. They were down near the bottom of the ladder. He was out of footy for a while, and then he gets the Saints and they're all injured, and he sits there and goes, it's going to be a hard first 5 or 6 weeks, whether he ever doubted himself. But he'll go home tonight and he'll be smiling like a Cheshire cat.
Oh, he'll be so pleased. I think he spoke to us. He was nervous going back into the coaching ranks. He did admit that. He said that. I don't think he went in there full of bravado thinking that he could turn the club around like they have already. I think he was, genuinely still had the butterflies and the feeling of wanting to coach and do well, but I don't think that he could do what he's done. But it just shows when you've got someone leading a football club that everyone believes in, everyone buys in to what the message they're preaching, anything can happen. And that's always been his motto, that, there's the possibility mindset. Who said St Kilda can't win the flag this year? Why can't they be a top 4 team? It's up to them if they want to. And at the moment, they are living those values. There's still a long part of the season to go, but everything they're doing at the moment is working.
We'll head down to Robbo in a minute as the Saints players get ready to go under Marvel Stadium and sing the song, and we'll get that song for you. The Saints at the moment flying. They've won by 22 points.
You said in the pre-game, Joey, if they win today, they play finals?
I think what we've seen today, I think we all agree they play finals. Everyone's nodding their head. Stevie? Yep. They should be. They'll be bitterly disappointed if they don't play finals from here,
which is huge.
One of St Kilda's favourite sons just set the scene down there for us, Robbo, for Bob Jane Team Arts as the Saints boys enter the rooms.
Yeah, thanks, Brownie, and led in by, and I've got to make mention of Jack Steele. He came in, he's busted his collarbone, and seriously, he played under so much pain today. He was carrying that wing the whole way through, but he's a gutsy bloke, and it's filtering through the Saints. Expectations Ross talked about in the interview. Wasn't Ross fantastic before the game, but he just walked past us and said, I really enjoyed that. So he's enjoying his coaching role. Play your role, your attitude, and the pressure in tight. But they'll sing this one.
When the Saints go marching in, when the Saints go marching in, I want to be in St Kilda. When the Saints go marching in, when the Saints go marching in, when the Saints go marching in, I want to be in St Kilda. When the Saints go marching in.
That's a big win after last week.
Certainly is. Look very happy down there, the St Kilda Footy Club. It's a lot better when Milne does the...
Gresh still just working on it.
Yeah, he needs to work on his voice. Okay. Triple MVP award for New Holland into financial year. Truck to sale now on. Visit your New Holland dealership. Who's got the votes?
I have the votes in the back row here, and I'm going to give one vote to Mitch Owen. 16 disposals, 2 goals, but also was in and around the ruck as well, so doing some heavy lifting in there. Fought really hard on a tough-ish day to find vote getters because there was a lot of ball winners on the opposite side of the page. 2 votes to Chero. I thought he was the Blues' best in that first half, especially. He had 39 disposals, went at 85%, kicked himself a goal, had 8 score involvements as well. 3 votes I gave to Jack Sinclair. His ball use going inside forward 50, broke the game open when he went through that midfield. 26 disposals, 92% efficiency. His ability to find targets that then resulted in a goal was fantastic, and I thought he was the best player on the field.
Happy with that, Stephen?
Very happy, Daisy. Well
done in the back row there, Stevie J, Daisy Thomas, all over it today. Lee Montagna called the socks off it. Ash, it was good to have you back in good form after last week at Marvel Stadium here. It's been a big win to the Saints. They're on top of the ladder. They've beaten the Blues by 22 points, 12-10-82. The Blues 8-12-60 for McDonald's Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy.